lane there.
KMOX AccuWeather. Sunshine will give way to increasing clouds today with a high about 66. It'll be cloudy tonight. It'll become breezy late with a shower or thunderstorm toward morning, low 52. Tomorrow, cloudy and increasingly windy. Look for a couple of showers and a thunderstorm through the day, the high 72. For Saturday, mostly cloudy, breezy, and warmer. Just a passing thunderstorm, the high 83. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
As we look at temperatures around the area, 52 degrees in Florissant, it's 54 in St. Peters, and we have partly sunny skies, 52 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
It's the Chris and Amy Show.
Check it out. St. Louis, Mound City, we are going to have a great day today.
Now, Amy Marks scores Chris Ranji on KMOX.
Let's take it from the top.
Please, we ask that you bear with us. We are having some difficulties with the camera. The cameras and the lighting, we are streaming. Did you know this? Did you know you can watch the show?
Yeah.
Amy knows. You can watch the show on YouTube, on Facebook Live. If you follow us on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX, we're right there. You can see our faces. We also recommend that you use the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Take us wherever you are on your cellular mobile phone.
Nobody says mobile phone.
What do you mean nobody says mobile? People say mobile phone.
I know that's what it says when you fill out forms online. A lot of times. I've never said, excuse me, could I get your mobile phone number?
I may have before.
Because it's just a phone now. It'd be weird if you asked for a landline.
If it's on your mobile, you can use it and listen to it and go get our podcasts and everything. 98.7 FM, 1120 AM, of course, and all those other things that we just told you about.
Time now for the top of the order. The top three stories everybody will be talking about.
Right now, there are simultaneous cases that involve former President Donald Trump that are ongoing. The one in New York, the hush money case. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is hearing arguments on his immunity case. That's all happening now.
Who can keep up? Well, you might not be able to keep up on TikTok if it gets banned. We will talk to CBS Tech contributor Ian Scher about the bill that was passed over the weekend that could potentially ban TikTok in the U.S.
And the Cardinals do, in fact, take 2 of 3 from the visiting Diamondbacks. Attendance, however, has been down at Busch Stadium this year. A lot of empty seats in the last couple of games of that series that happened at Busch Stadium. So that's what was going on. Beautiful day yesterday for baseball. I don't really expect a lot of people to go to the ball game on a Wednesday afternoon. People work, right?
Allegedly.
The night before, they're selling a lot of tickets. A lot of tickets are being sold. So whether it's corporations, people with their season tickets, individuals with season tickets, company tickets, tickets that go to the secondary market are counted as being sold. The attendance numbers, the paid attendance numbers are there, but it really does seem like if you go to the game, if you're watching on television, there are a lot of empty seats, and it's not really just now, though it appears to have gotten worse in 2024. But if you go back even to when I moved back to St. Louis in 2017, for that first couple of years, it did appear that even though tickets were being sold, that there were a lot of red seats, a lot of empty seats, and it just gradually appears to have gotten worse. What do you think it is? Is it because the team is off to a rough start? Is it because of what happened last year and the rough start this year? Is it affordability? Is it downtown? Are people worried about being downtown? Which yesterday we talked about the cell phone traffic.
Yeah.
The foot traffic is up in downtown.
Up compared to what it was last year.
Right, that's an improvement.
It's an improvement, but to put
And
it in,
that's good.
But context is important. It just is. So yes, it is an improvement in the past year from what it was between COVID and last year, because between the shutdown with COVID and last year, out of the 66 major North American cities, North American cities, St. Louis fared the worst of the 66 cities when it came to a decline in foot traffic. So in this past year, we have seen in improvement, which we'll acknowledge, but within context, it's not like, oh my gosh, we fixed all our
No, don't
problems
say
and
we
it's
fixed
thriving.
Well, nobody's saying that. We're
Yeah.
saying that there's an improvement. And out of the
So-
66 cities, they were 26th in improvement.
Yes,
So-
because maybe they had the furthest to climb, but
Well,
they
whatever.
did.
I mean, Amy, it
they
doesn't
did.
matter. I mean, I think that the point is the numbers are going up. I don't
Yeah.
know why we're arguing
I
against
guess,
the numbers going
I guess
up.
I'm not arguing that the numbers are going up. What I'm saying is context matters in the same way. Again, I'm going to use a running analogy. I know how fit I was a year and a half ago. And I said, let's say I could hit this pace for 10 miles. Then I got really, really sick and I couldn't run at all. Then I slowly got back into running. And in the past 2 months, I've made a really good improvement. I've gotten faster, but I am nowhere near where I was a year and a half ago. And that's where the context comes in.
Sure, but why wouldn't you just take the improvement and be happy with that? Like
Um,
that we're getting better and that we have more to climb, but
Mhm.
we're getting there.
I
Why
think
why wouldn't we just do that as a city?
I think because if you don't have the context and if you don't say, okay, here we are, then you can't say what we're doing is working. It's okay, we're doing some things that are working. Here's where we need to get better. And here is where we haven't even reached, because you want to be continuing pushing to be better than you've ever been and do better
Right.
than you've ever done. But if you don't know that you're actually pretty far below the bar, then you would not look at 2019 and say, what did we do in 2019 that got us to where we were?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think what you're suggesting, if I'm following you, is that if there's improvement, then there's no incentive to continue to improve because you could just sit back and say, well, we've done it, we've accomplished it. And I don't think that's what people do. I don't think that's what the city leaders or those who are invested personally and
Yeah.
professionally in making the city better. And we can argue whether or not they're good at it or if they're the right people for the job. That's a separate argument. But I don't think that they would say, oh, there's a 16% improvement. We've done it. We're
This
back
is-
now.
this is
I think I
imperfect.
think they understand that there's a continued effort that we need to do.
Maybe it has to do with some of the credit that the mayor was taking, I believe, to be prematurely. Kind of like, again, let's say I had COVID and I couldn't run at all. And I started eating Cheetos every day, just a cup of Cheetos because I like them. And over the course of a month, I start running better. And I said, well, I started eating Cheetos. Well, we know it's better because I'm not sick anymore. The virus is gone. I think some of the improvements that took place have nothing to do with the mayor did, have nothing to do with what the Board of Aldermen did, but just were because the virus of COVID, the virus of increased protests or, dead-end stores and no restaurants, that's gone away. So naturally, regardless of if the mayor was here or not, things would have improved. That's what I'm saying. Some things would
Right.
have improved if the mayor was a potato.
But if you find me a single politician on earth that will not take credit for any improvement in their district, in their city, in their state, I'd like to meet them, even if it has nothing to do with
Mhm.
them.
This is going back to the original conversation about Cardinals attendance. If I were a betting man, which I can't be in the state of Missouri
You can drive
because of
across the
Denny
river. It's
Hoskins.
not far.
Well, Denny Hoskins
And Bill Eigel.
and Bill Eigel. At any rate, and I'm not a betting man anyway. If I were a betting man, I would say that the people not showing up to the Cardinals games is 98% the team.
Yeah.
1% something else, I don't know what it is, and 1% people are afraid of coming to the city. I
Well,
really think it's the team.
The only the
People show up.
there are a lot of people. I don't think it's the prevailing sentiment with everybody. If you were to ask anyone and get an honest answer from them, I don't think the majority of them are going to say, "Oh, it's because it's too dangerous. I can't go down there." I don't think it's that. We do have a texter who says, "I won't go down there for anything unless because of all the shootings going on." Well,
Yeah.
there really aren't a lot of
Look
shootings
I
around the
poo-poo-
ballpark during ball games.
Yeah, I poo-poo the city as much as anybody. I work down here. I
I've-
run down here. I'm down here every day.
I'm down here every day. I've been working at this station for 2 solid years now. Every single day, I've not seen a shooting yet. So, and I've gone
About
to a lot
one
of
day.
ball games. I've gone to a lot of ball games.
Yeah.
They're just Blues games, Cardinals games, concerts. I've been to a lot of stuff
Mhm.
down here, city.
Do you know what I hear? This is kind of along the same line. Okay. I go to the Galleria as much as possible. I love malls.
Mhm.
I love the Galleria.
I go there a lot.
People who aren't used to the Galleria, I think maybe see crime stories or whatever, but like, oh, isn't it dangerous? I don't feel endangered at all at the Galleria. I went there yesterday. We had a short show, and my first thought was, I'm going shopping at the mall.
You did. You texted me that.
I'm so excited. I
You
texted
said, I'm
Raji.
going to the mall.
I'm going to the mall. Guess what else? Guess this how mall-y I was. I went to the mall and shopped and went to the Great American Cookie Company and got a doozy cookie.
You did?
I did, and walked around the mall eating my cookie because I love the mall. And I would say more people abstain from going to the Galleria because they're afraid of crime than Cardinals games, because the Cardinals are the Cardinals and people will always go. I'm telling you, if the Cardinals were winning, that stadium would be packed.
I agree with you. However, they had been winning for a while. And okay, this is what it is. This is my personal opinion of Cardinals fans. They got so used to winning and World Series appearances, and it's been, over 11 years since they've been in one, which is kind of recent, but also kind of not. It's in that range where, you start thinking, all right, we should be a World Series team again here fairly soon. But that was the expectation. And they've been a playoff team or a playoff caliber team or competing to get into the playoffs most of the last several years I've been back. I think people want better than that. They want better than, 86 win team can maybe win the division.
Yeah.
That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for a team that makes it to the playoffs and has a legitimate chance of at least going to an LCS.
So here's
and this Cardinals team has not been that for a while.
Because this is what Cardinals fans are. And me included. You know how you see the movies and there was always the socialite, the rich lady, and she doesn't fly if she doesn't fly first class. And she's like, oh my gosh, what is Southwest? I've never even heard of such a thing. And you're only going to stay in a suite at the Four Seasons. That's what Cardinals fans are. We're used to flying first class. We just are. Every year it's like, oh, the World Series? Of course we'll get there. I say, what is it like at the bottom of the Central Division? And now we're here for the first time. We're like, how do people live like this?
Right?
That's what we're doing. We are the rich people who are flying Southwest for the first time because Cardinals fans are the snotty yacht first class fans.
That's why.
Because we're used to that.
That's why people around the country hate us.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it's
I have to tell you, I don't think we don't deserve it.
Yeah. Well, no, listen. It's not that we're arrogant. It's just that we're better than everyone else.
Okay. That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
We're not arrogant.
That's why we're just better than you.
See?
Yeah. And
that's why you are the reason people hate us.
You are darn tootin'. If I'm not an arrogant Cardinals fan, then I am nothing.
That's Amy Marks Cores. I'm Chris Ranji. Hey, chime in. 314-436-7900. That's how you can drop us a text or a call. If you want to leave a voicemail, 314-944-1120. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Spring into your next project with a first-line home equity loan from First Community. Apply by April 30th and get an amazing introductory rate of 5.95% APR for the first 12 months. And there is no application fee and no closing fees, only at First Community. $1 share deposit required. Must qualify for membership. Subject to credit approval. Offer does not include refinances on First Community loans. Call 888-642-7969 for terms and conditions.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgaier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Wait a second. Think twice before signing that petition. That innocent petition is not a replacement for Roe versus Wade. We're talking late term and partial birth, long after the baby can feel pain. But that's not all. Signing that petition obliterates parental rights. Worse, it strips away malpractice protections for prenatal care, childbirth, miscarriage care, and all other reproductive health care. So if you or your loved one is hurt while accessing reproductive care, you forfeit your rights to sue. So think twice before signing that petition and support our work at Coalition Life. Coalition Life is on a mission. We're dedicated to helping women faced with untimely pregnancies, providing them with compassionate alternatives that empower them with choices that protect and uphold their rights. Visit coalitionlife.com to learn more, because every life deserves a chance. Paid for by Coalition Life.
Bo Matthews for Reinhold Electric. When you need electrical services or repairs, call on Reinhold Electric, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. And with spring storms in the Midwest, it can be very dangerous and you have to have your power. Get an inline generator. Reinhold Electric can get that for you and get it hooked up so you'll be ready, because when the power goes out, your power can stay on. Call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. Online at ReinholdElectric.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps, or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value, and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
The heart and soul of Cardinals baseball. KMOX.
All right. Cardinals baseball, they've been struggling, though they did win 2 of 3, which is good news. They desperately needed that. And we're talking about attendance and why people are not coming. And there's an article in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch about it today, about the dropping attendance and what it is comparative to other seasons. And early on, it hasn't been particularly good. A text message here says the Cardinals don't have any big-named superstars that draw fans to the seats. I would argue that Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt are that. Sonny Gray is a very, very, very good pitcher, but I would not call him a superstar. He doesn't have a name value. I don't think the average person knows who he is, but the average person does know who Bryce Harper is, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts. Those are what I would call superstars. And I think Goldschmidt and Arenado play at a borderline. They play at star level. If we're really splitting hairs, they play at star level, but I don't know that I would call them necessarily superstars. So the text isn't entirely wrong, but I would argue they do have a couple of really damn good players on the team that do draw people,
but not like if we had Shohei Ohtani,
Oh, that's automatic butts and seats.
you would have butts in the seats.
Yeah.
If the Cardinals were good, you would have butts in the seats. If the Cardinals had been good last year, you would have butts in the seats. I think it's I said 98%. I think I'm going to adjust that to 99%. I think it is 99% the team, its record, and its ability to put on a show. You either have to be good or you have to have a superstar like a Mark McGwire who can hit home runs and make it entertaining even when you're bad.
This texter says...
Obviously, I bring that up because of the 90s.
Right. and that was not great. Early 90s.
Right.
Not great. I don't go to games much because I have a 75-inch TV that allows me to see clearly what happens without all the effort and cost of going to a game. That's fair. And sports, generally, because TVs are so good and the broadcast feeds are so clear now, it's a very enjoyable experience to watch. And with the games being shorter, that could also have something to do with it too, because it's a more appealing TV product if the game is going 2 hours, 2.5 hours, as opposed to 3.5 or 4.
I agree, but I still think baseball, the in-person entertainment value and experience is still pretty good to compete with the TV experience versus I think the NFL suffers the most from the TV experience because it's so easy to watch on TV.
Oh, okay.
You can watch the
I thought
red
you were
zone.
going to say the opposite.
No. I think if you have the opportunity to go to a Cardinals game, I'm like, yeah. If you have an opportunity to go to a football game, it is really fun, but it's cold. The TV has the giant TVs. You have the red zone experience.
Yeah.
You usually, if you're a football fan, you want to keep up with all the games. There's so much downtime in football, but you can really eliminate some of that when you're at home and you're comfortable. And you don't have to deal with driving home in the traffic of 60, 70,000 fans.
Right.
So I think if any sport is going to, quote unquote, have a much, much better TV experience, it's the NFL. Baseball still has the nostalgia and the social aspect. And I don't know. I think I still like going to the ballpark. To me, I wouldn't say the TV experience is better. Being at the ballpark for me is better.
I would agree with that. And I think the live hockey experience is better
Oh, yeah. But nobody watches hockey.
than being on TV.
I think 7 people watched the Stanley Cup final.
Well, right.
Last year.
And it's very regional. It's
very
local.
regional.
People only care about their own
Yeah.
team. They don't care about watching others. The NFL and NBA, that's where they have it.
Mhm.
They have that market of attracting fans from other cities.
Yeah.
People who watch the NFL pay attention to every team, except for like the really lousy ones. But they pretty much know who's on other rosters and what's going on in other cities with other teams. The NBA is the same way because that is absolutely a superstar league.
But you get what I'm saying with that fan experience gap. In person versus TV is much bigger with the NFL, whereas I think there's still a lot of benefits to the in-person experience of going to the ballpark.
That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. There is a pending possible TikTok ban that has been passed by Congress, but it's not necessarily for sure it will happen. We'll find out. We'll talk to Ian Scher, who is a tech expert contributing with CBS. Joins us next on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold at Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW. I am so confident that my team will take care of every one of your service and sales needs. I'll give you my cell phone, 618-791-5470. Newbold Toyota or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Summertime is the best time to enjoy the outdoors and enhance the appearance of your home. Banner Construction can make your home the showplace of the neighborhood with maintenance-free James Hardy siding and beautiful Pella replacement windows. Drive up to your home with a renewed pride. Visit bannerconstruction.com or call 314-569-1050. Get a free in-home design and estimate. Call 314-569-1050 and have a banner day. 314-569-1050.
At 10:30, clouds and 55 downtown at the Arch. The Supreme Court is weighing whether former President Donald Trump has absolute immunity from prosecution in his bid to overturn the 2020 election. During arguments, Justice Amy Coney Barrett questioned whether the election interference charges should be considered official acts subject to immunity.
One could say that when the president is using the trappings of his office to achieve a personal gain, then he's actually not acting officially.
Legislation forcing TikTok's parent company to sell the video sharing platform or face a ban in the U.S. has received President Biden's official sign-off, but the newly minted law could face an uphill battle in court. Due to a water main break, Oakville High School students are being released early today. Parents can pick up students as of now. Buses will take remaining students home beginning at 11:25.
The Cardinals take the series from the Diamondbacks, winning yesterday 5-1. Kyle Gibson makes the start, goes 6 strong innings, allowing just 1 run on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, as he picks up the victory. Today is an off day for the Cardinals. Tomorrow they get back at it as they'll match up against the Mets. Miles Michaelis on the mound, 6:10 first pitch. Our coverage will begin at 5:15. The Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at alohapoolsusa.com. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
We've got a stall 70 West before Union. The right lane is closed and slow-moving road work on 170 South past 270. The right lane is closed. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 70. For tonight, clear sky, low 42 to 46. And for tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun with a high of 67. Right now, we've got clouds, 55 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
All right, football fans, the NFL Draft is almost here, and the free Odyssey app brings you the latest coverage from the biggest sports radio stations across the country. Which players will help your team the most? Who will make a draft day trade? Will they be ready for week 1? The local conversations about the team you love. All on the free Odyssey app. AUDACY. Download it today.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
Broadcasting from the Underlying Tree Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Hello, this is Chad Clayman with Clayman Group, KLAMEN Group.com, where we buy houses direct and as is condition with no middleman involved. I recently bought a house from somebody that was embarrassed to let me in the door. There was stuff all over the place and the entire house smelled like smoke. However, we were definitely able to see the potential. We gave them a great cash offer that they were very happy with. So if you have a house that isn't in the best shape, maybe in disrepair, we're interested in making you an as is cash offer. Please reach out today, KLAMEN Group.com.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Bill talks about why he loves 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
I was looking to renovate a home that I purchased. They came out, did all of the work in a timely fashion, and looks first rate.
Bill, would you recommend 3-Day Kitchen and Bath?
Oh, yes, definitely. Not only because of the quality of the work, but also the quality of the service along the line from the beginning until the end. That they were there and with me, and as we went along, I saw some things that I thought I might want to change, and we're happy to do that. Really pleased with the way they work. As I said, not only the quality of the work, but also the quality of the service along the way.
It's about time.
3 days or less
at 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you on a Thursday. Just as a reminder, if you are wondering where in the world did Major Garrett go, CBS Chief Washington correspondent, he is on jury duty. And no, not the New York jury duty. He's on grand jury duty in Washington, D.C. and is busy. He's busy for several weeks.
Or he could be in New York. He just doesn't want to tell us.
No, come on. Don't throw that out there.
Okay,
Don't
so
throw
he's
conspiracies out there.
All right, he's in D.C.
He's in D.C. So we will be talking with him,
Next
we
month,
believe,
right?
in next month. Yep,
Yeah.
we start back up with Major Garrett. In the meantime,
Jury duty sucks.
oh, come on. He's doing his civic duty.
He is doing a civic duty. I did mine too. Anyway.
They didn't want you.
Yeah, correct. That's right.
They
But
took-
I did my
They
civic
took
duty.
one look at your doofus glasses and hat and thought, not this guy.
That's right.
Not today. At any rate, President Biden yesterday signed a bill that could potentially ban TikTok in the United States. Actually, it will force the sale of TikTok or ban it in the U.S. And to kind of lay out what that means, because that seems like a massive undertaking, is CBS tech contributor Ian Scher. Ian, thank you for joining us as we talk about the TikTok ban that could happen.
Of course.
Okay, so I guess first of all,
Tell us about the TikTok ban that could happen.
like is it just going to disappear from our phones? I mean, I don't have it, so.
Yeah. So what's going on is that the federal government has said that it is worried about national security implications of TikTok, and supposedly there is a massive issue around it. Because it is, the company that owns TikTok is based in China, but the government has never made its case publicly. It's only ever discussed it with Congress behind closed doors and in classified briefings. So the rest of us don't really know what the problem is, but it has caused the government now multiple times to try and ban it, right? Back 4 years ago, then President Trump tried to either get it sold or banned. Now, just a few months ago, President Biden said he would sign it if it got on his desk. And sure enough, that got Congress to get together and actually pass this ban. And so now TikTok has roughly a little under a year, right? 270 days, the possibility to extend it and whatnot, to have it sold or to be banned.
So ByteDance, the company that owns it, says they are going to sue as a result of this law. What is the likelihood that lawsuit would be successful here?
It's really tough because we're talking about a First Amendment issue, right? Part of what kind of in the background here, if we take away the fact that this is, China and a foreign adversary and all of that, this is one of the most popular social networks in the world, and it is one of the most popular avenues of self-expression for Americans, right? And the First Amendment is pretty clear, right? The government cannot abridge Americans' ability to free speech. And so part of what TikTok is going to start arguing is that this law, regardless of national security concerns, is running up against the First Amendment. And it would probably be a very interesting case because it's not that often that the government makes this type of move, right? And attempts to really figure out where the lines of the First Amendment versus national security sit.
Let's talk about the security issues because we've been hearing about it for months and months, and it sounds legit. It sounds like a legitimate argument, at least from my perspective, that, yeah, okay, maybe this isn't the best thing to have this data that the Chinese government can have access to. It could become a problem for us. So that sounds legit. Is it actually a legitimate security concern, or is this politics?
Every time I have seen a senator or congressperson brought before an interview, right, with the media, and they are asked directly what the threat is, they always say, oh, it's classified. I'd love to tell you. And so honestly, it's really hard to tell, right? We don't know what the legitimate concern is. I will note that there have been other instances with American-based social networks that have caused a lot of uproar, right? We've all discussed this, issues that Facebook has had, issues that Instagram and Twitter and now X and all these other things have had over the years that you can imagine, extended out to TikTok. Okay, yeah, there are definitely issues, but it's not like we don't have these issues here in the States. I think the other thing to keep in mind is that there have been times when there are apps that seem very, they're not going to do anything bad. But what ends up happening is one of my favorite examples is there was a workout app that was really popular among people in the military. And, it was they could track their runs and all sorts of stuff. And it was great. Well, it turned out it had a public map for everyone to see where everyone was running, because that's cute. Well, because we're talking about military here, some people, if you zoomed into where was a potentially secure area, you could see them running around the nuclear silos, right? You could actually make out where very sensitive nuclear facilities were here in the States because of that map. And so I think that's also probably part of this, is that there's a lot of data that gets collected we don't even think about that could, in the wrong hands, cause trouble.
Yeah, and I know that it's not only, as you mentioned, location data. It's also that TikTok and by default the CCP, because nothing in China happens without CCP oversight. They can trace the key swipes, see what people are clicking on, like overall trends. Not that they're following Chris Ranji, oh, he's going to the grocery store, but pick up on massive trends by gender, by age, by region of what people are interested in, what they're clicking on. And then when it comes to politics, it's not that China is creating content and putting it on TikTok. It's that it's able to choose what it amplifies or diminishes. Therefore, easily you could divide a country by giving one group of people content that will reinforce their divisive views, and give another group of people content that reinforces their divisive views. And you get a pretty upset country because they're constantly being fed this material.
Well, and it's worth noting that this is exactly what we've been going through with social media in general, right? That these algorithms that companies like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and whatnot have built, that are often, they're not building it to cause trouble, but they're building it to maximize the amount of time we'll spend looking at the apps, that it has led people down these terrible dark holes that has definitely contributed to the divisiveness in this country. So yes, definitely there's that element. The other thing also, it's very important to remember, we're already getting reports that the Chinese government, right, not TikTok, the Chinese government, is already trying to interfere in our election along with Russia. And there are already examples where they're doing it. So yes, they are actually creating content that is meant to be divisive and cause trouble. And I'm sure that is part of the conversation here. Although, again, it's all classified. They haven't made it public, and the government hasn't made its case to the American people.
Ian, I know that the sale of TikTok, ByteDance would have to divest of TikTok to an American company. And I guess my question is, if TikTok is worth tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars, or valued at that, what U.S. company, what U.S. entity could afford that, especially if it's not already a tech company, because they might then violate antitrust laws? In other words, who are potential buyers?
You are absolutely correct. The list is rather small, and it includes a lot of companies where antitrust concerns definitely pop up. One of the companies that was trying to back during the Trump days was Microsoft, right? And it was a big drama. And in the end, Microsoft CEO said, you know what? I'm happy with what I've got. I'm walking away from the table. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see if anyone is able to step up and do it. Although it is worth noting, in these instances where something's very expensive, oftentimes companies come together and do joint ventures to try and kind of spread out the risk and the cost. So that could also happen too. But honestly, it's really hard to tell. And it's worth noting, we've never been in this position before, right? We've never dealt with something that is so massively popular and so expensive, and the potential of the government banning it unless a sale is forced. And what do? Right. And I think it's going to be a very interesting few months.
So if it does get banned, so what is the process? How does it, is it just the kind of thing where you'd go to use TikTok and you'd somehow be there's geotagging involved and your access would be blocked? How would that work?
It's really, it's not clear. I think it would be up to the tech companies themselves to handle some of this. Obviously, the government would be able to tell all internet service providers, hey, don't connect to TikTok's servers. But it's worth noting, TikTok has servers here based in the States, right? A lot of Americans' data already flows through America-based servers. And part of that was in response to what Trump had been pushing to try and allay the government's fears. You know, they say, okay, we'll have all the data based in America. So I don't know really how it would play out. I do know app stores would be forced to delist it. And there's always a potential. You know, we saw this with Amazon once. They reached into a bunch of people's Kindle, you know, the Kindle book readers, the digital book readers, and actually removed a book out of it. And it became a huge controversy. They did it over copyright issues, but it became a huge controversy. And so there's kind of a belief that there's some sort of kill switch sitting in all of our devices that could allow the tech companies to remove an app if they needed to.
Ian Scher, we love the information. As always, thank you for visiting with us and educating us because we don't know what we're talking about.
Thank you.
Hey, you're supposed to say no. You
guys are great.
No, that's why you would have been perfect for jury duty. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Ian Scher. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thanks,
you can
Ian.
follow him on Twitter at Ian Scher, SHERR. Ian Scher, tech contributor for CBS on the Quiver River Electric guest line.
I also think, just because we're having the TikTok conversation, it is really interesting that TikTok, basically run by our greatest geopolitical adversary, does not allow TikTok in the country of China. They don't allow it. They've got their own version, but it is very education oriented. It shows kids like excelling at math and doing science projects and creating. It's also limited. There's, a lot of government control of that. Our TikTok, I feel like, is leading us down the path to idiocracy. I wish I hadn't seen that movie. Makes me realize that's us in like 20 years.
Mike Judge was on it. He knew what he was doing. Smart guy.
Crocs.
Amy, Crocs. He put Crocs in the movie
before they were a thing because he thought these are so ugly. Americans
they were
will
a
never
startup
like this.
company, and he was looking for shoes to put on all the people in the movie, and he was looking for the dumbest shoes possible. And he found these stupid looking shoes and said, "Okay, bought however many pairs to put on all the cast members." They're Crocs.
Yeah.
Before Crocs were a thing. Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji on KMOX.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 10 minutes a day.
10 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make languages fun and engaging. You might even forget you're learning. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. Babbel teaches language skills you'll actually use, about travel, business, relationships, and more. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are voiced by real native speakers, you'll get pronunciation just right.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Get Babbel. It starts here. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Schedule your free tree inspection from Gamma Tree Experts now. I'm Tim Gamma. Our certified arborist and horticulturist are ready to meet you in preparation of the coming season. Winter is always hard on a lot of trees here in St. Louis. If you have a tree that you're really concerned about, let us come take a look at it for free. I'm Tim Gamma. Give me a call at 725-6159. That's 314-725-6159. Your trees deserve the best care from Gamma Tree Experts.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Just a reminder to have your air conditioner checked for the summer so you don't have a mishap and it goes down in the hottest day of the year. But it's always best to have it done. Call us and we'll be more than happy to come out there and check it for you. And like always, if you're having your furnace checked by another company and you are told that this is the year you need to replace it, call me for a second opinion. The 0% interest is still available on most brands. Save your cash and keep your credit cards open and away from those high rates. Call me. You'll be glad you did. Bart Inman, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois. The easiest. It is 314-293-2600 or on the website bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
When our truck stops in front of your home,
You'll know it's there.
because you'll feel magic in the air.
You'll see the magic with your eyes.
When that junk disappears,
And you'll feel the fresh air freedom.
throughout your body,
When that dull junk is gone, all your cool stuff will sparkle.
you'll smile.
You'll dance.
You'll call your friends.
Because you'll want them to see it and feel it too.
When you're ready to unleash the delight,
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
This is Christina Straight with Straight Realty reminding you why pay more than 4. In 2003, we had a dream to start a real estate company that would revolutionize the real estate market. Now, 20 years later, after navigating through the many markets' ups and downs, we know exactly how to help you in this challenging time. I'm Christina Straight, owner Straight Realty. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Give us a call today, 314-441-4444, 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than 4?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage available at Navage.com.
Making radio waves more interesting. The Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Did you see that thing? I can't believe it. Something is obviously wrong.
This is a joke, right?
Oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me? No way.
You gotta be kidding me. Don't feel bad. There's no way you could have known that.
Now, did you see this with Chris and Amy on the show?
Yes, Ranj, I'll let you go first
Oh
since you
my
were going to steal
God.
my Did
Well,
you see
I can't believe
this?
what you just said right before the show started.
You taught it to me. It's a British saying. It means keep your spirits up.
Oh, yeah. So, hold on. Hold on a second.
I don't want to say it.
Is David Pecker still
Yeah.
testifying today?
I don't know. He might be done. I'm not sure, honestly.
I think
It's
I don't
hard
know,
to
maybe
keep
he's not. I
track.
don't
To be
know.
honest, this is our job, is to follow the news, and it's difficult to keep track of all that stuff.
Anyway, in British slang,
Okay, can you?
slang.
But not bad slang.
No, it's good slang.
It's good. It's good.
In-
like, way to go, Bucko.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's get
Hey.
all right. So there is it refers to courage
Yep.
or one's spirit. And for example, the sentence keep our peckers up is a British phrase that means courage. Fellas, let's keep our peckers up. That's probably what they say over there. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Or ladies, because it means spirits.
That's in Great Britain. Hey, no, maybe I shouldn't do this one.
You can't.
I can't do it
You
now.
can't.
I can't do this story. Actually, I
Let's-
can.
here, let's,
I can. No, I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay.
So, did you see Harvey Weinstein had his conviction overturned in a New York Court of Appeals.
So I did hear that this morning on Total Information AM. But he will still remain in prison because he was also convicted of rape in Los Angeles.
So the New York Court of Appeals, the highest court in New York, a 4-3 ruling, they found that the trial court judge committed reversible error when he allowed the prosecution to call as witnesses other women who claimed they had been assaulted by him. So, in other words, he's on trial for assaults of certain women, and the witnesses the prosecution brought in said, oh, yeah, he did it to me too. But he wasn't on trial for them. So they say that is those are arguments and evidence that the jury should not have heard. So it's really a technicality.
Yeah.
But it turns out he's a much bigger scumbag than the people he's gone to jail for. He's done it far more than that. It's just that he is in jail and will remain there because of one particular rape in California.
On a totally different note, but
kind of hope he dies in jail, to be honest.
He probably will. He looks like he's in rough shape. Going back to Britain, since we were talking about Great Britain, I know you didn't see this because earlier I said, hey, did you see this? And you said no. 5 military horses went
Good. You're trying to say rogue? Okay. They went rogue.
They went to vogue.
Tyler, what's wrong with this woman today?
I think this is allergies. They say allergies can make your brain work slow. Anyway, 5 military
I've never heard of anybody blaming allergies for being dumb. What's wrong with you? I got allergies. Usually they blame COVID on allergies, but not stupidity.
5 military horses went rogue. I think, am I having a stroke?
Dude, are you okay?
I don't know. Anyway,
so 5 military horses went rogue.
Some cement fell from a construction, some building materials and cement fell from a construction site where near the horses were. It scared the horses. 5 of them went rogue. 3 of them were caught right away. 2 of them galloped wildly through the streets of London for quite a long time. They smashed into vehicles. They confused all the people. One was covered in blood. And anyway, it was a crazy scene. Unfortunately, I think they're not doing well.
Oh, no, that's
I know.
not good.
They might not make it. And they said there are 150 horses on the street almost every day in London, like doing their military exercises. This is very, very unusual.
You know what we should do? We should check in again. Let's wait about a month or two and check in with Clem the Bull.
You know what?
Clem the Bull that got loose in St. Charles and was given a new home. Yeah, we should check on him, see how he's doing. Let's do that. Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji.
I'm going to go see him, make sure I'm not having a stroke. I cannot talk.
Nobody knows if you are. For sure. We'll find out.
I feel like I've been having a long-term one for like 4 years.
Did you know IQ in the United States has been dropping?
Yeah.
The IQ has been dropping?
It's not great.
We'll talk about that next on KMOX.
What do you expect from your luxury car? Now think about what you expect from your car dealership. Exactly. For too long, there has been a divide between the company that builds your car and the company that sells or services your car. But that ends now. We're the Audi Exchange, owners of the largest volume Audi dealership in the Midwest. And we're bringing every quality from that store to our new St. Louis location, Audi Exchange Kirkwood. Expect the exceptional. Visit us today on Manchester Road or at audikirkwood.com.
To the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the house.
Faroe Field, home sweet home for Tiger Nation on 7 Saturdays each fall. The traditions and tailgating run deep. The victories roar louder. And you can't get energy like this sitting on your couch. So don't wait. Get up and get in the game. Lock in your seats today because every seat is front row to greatness. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit mutigers.com/tickets. MIZ.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1907 $10 gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous 1907p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1907 gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1907 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster that is 106 17 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-574-6468. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order. Call 1-800-574-6468 now to secure your 1907P $10 Gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-574-6468.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
If you're thinking about doing a little home improvement, especially one that you don't have to do the installation, think about getting a Beam central vacuum system. It's the kind of home upgrade that really checks all the boxes. Because when you compare and evaluate, a Beam system makes so much sense. There's a reason why nearly every high-end home in St. Louis is built with a Beam. A Beam vacuum system is very smart because it adds value to your home. Beam whole house vacuum system starts at just $11.99, including installation. And it's an investment, not just in your home, but in a healthy lifestyle. Every time you vacuum, you'll save time because a Beam is more efficient and 5 times stronger, so you'll clean better in less time. And since you're getting all the deep down dirt and grit, vacuuming with a Beam will keep your rugs and carpets looking brand new for many years to come. So you get value from your Beam system every day. Call Beam of St. Louis today, 314-567-1515 or online at beamstl.com.
Beam's home sale is starting early. Every system for every size home now on sale.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news, KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, it's cloudy and 57 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour, the Detention Facility Oversight Board able to speak with detainees of the City Justice Center for the first time. Let's go live to the scene in KMOX's Sean Malone. Sean.
Michael, I'm just outside the City Justice Center where we're awaiting word from Reverend Daryl Gray, the chairperson of the Detention Facility Oversight Board. Their meeting just wrapping up not too long ago. One of the questions they had going into the meeting, they are meeting with detainees. They're representatives of their cell block, but they weren't entirely sure how these representatives were chosen, whether they were representatives that were selected by the commissioner and the facility, whether they were selected by the block. So there's a question about that they hope to get answered as well while they were in there. They were also hoping to speak on the general conditions, not specific instances within the City Justice Center. So we hope to hear from Reverend Daryl Gray here in moments, and we'll have more updates coming up later on KMOX. Live outside the City Justice Center, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The Supreme Court is weighing whether former President Donald Trump has absolute immunity from prosecution in his bid to overturn the 2020 election. Arguing for Trump, lawyer John Sauer said the former president must be shielded from prosecution for all official acts.
Prosecuting the president for his official acts is an innovation with no foothold in history or tradition and incompatible with our constitutional structure.
A cargo ship has become the first to make it through a new deep channel 4 weeks after the Baltimore Bridge collapse. Colonel Este Pinteson of the Army Corps of Engineers.
We just reached a very significant yet incremental milestone, opened the northern portion of that to be 5 feet deep to allow some deep draft vessels to come in and out of the Port of Baltimore for the first time.
Pinteson says work goes on to remove bridge debris. Due to a water main break, Oakville High School, now Oakville Middle School, Point Elementary School, and Woolwend Elementary School students are being released early today. Parents can pick up students as of now. Buses will take high school students home starting at 11:25, and they'll start taking middle school, Point, and Woolwend students home starting at 12:10. Fire crews struck a second alarm this morning, fighting an apartment fire a street over from Wentzville Middle School.
First units got on the scene. They had a heavy fire on the backside of the building.
Wentzville Assistant Fire Chief Mike Scott says they had some trouble with water pressure.
It was initially at first because this is an older part of the town. The water mains are a little bit smaller.
No one was injured at the Pinewood Apartments, but 4 pets did die. A tenant tells KMOX it took crews over an hour to extinguish the fire. The KMOX Business Desk, are you spending less?
Wall Street is being rattled by economic figures that show exactly what stock traders did not want to hear: a significant slowdown in the world's largest economy and persistent inflation pressures. We're not spending as much as economists thought we would. It's an indication inflation is worse than expected. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
Down from Stifel's down 545 points to 37,915. We've got a stall 70 West at Florissant Road. The left lane is closed. Road work on 364 West at 94 West. The left lane is closed, and road work 70 East at Cave Springs Truman in the right lane.
Turning out mostly cloudy this afternoon with a high of 66, then cloudy tonight, becoming breezy late at night with a shower or thunderstorm, low 52 degrees. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Right now, we've got cloudy conditions. It's 57 in Florissant, 57 St. Peter's, and 57 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
You know your text messages are welcome, 314-436-7900.
Some are more welcome than others.
Sure.
Honestly.
What do you think of this one? Texter from a 618, my Southern Illinois people. I hope the British horses will keep their peckers up.
Well, I do too. You know,
a call back to the last segment.
Yeah.
In case you missed it, there are some British military horses that got loose.
Yeah, they did. They were spooked by some construction material that fell. And to be honest, it's a serious story. They were just running loose all over the London streets. They were finally caught, but they're not doing well.
And to keep your peckers up is it's a British slang term for courage. It's true.
So that is Ranj's new favorite phrase, and he keeps walking around the building telling everybody to do that.
Why do I keep getting emails from somebody named Human Resources? Anyway.
Mr. Resources? All right.
You were
okay, I'm beside myself. This happens to be my job now. But for 20 years, I was a writer and a tutor and a teacher. That's like my true love. I love teaching. And I taught writing and literature.
Do you mean indoctrinating?
And the English language?
No.
Sure. A new study has shown that IQ scores in the U.S. have dropped for the first time in nearly 100 years. So again, the IQ points in the U.S. have declined. This is between the years 2006 and 2018. The biggest drop was in people aged 18 to 22 and also those with less education. So other countries, lest you think, well, this is just the American school system failing us and so forth, which we do have issues. I know I just read an article in the Post-Dispatch about reading scores in St. Louis are abysmal. However, other countries like Finland and France have shown the same drop in IQ, and scientists are trying to figure out why, because they had assumed the Flynn effect, which is the idea that each generation gets brighter and smarter than the one before it, that would continue, but it did not. For the first time in about a century, we've seen a drop in IQ. And they said basically what they are drawing conclusions, and they're still trying to figure it out, but one of their suspicions is that it's our increasing reliance on technology, which should shock nobody, specifically smartphones and social media, because again, this started from 2006 to 2018. And really that 2006, 2008 was the advent of social media and apps. And the fact that nobody writes by hand anymore, especially younger generations. I do, because I'm old fashioned. Everybody makes fun of my notebooks. Like I'm holding this up on our live stream. I've got old fashioned Mead, like notebooks and I've got stacks of them because I take all of my notes by hand because I tell my students it activates your brain. It's a type of learning. It cements that knowledge into your mind in a way that copying and pasting or Quizlet. A lot of kids use Quizlet online where you can make a quiz and then click multiple choice. It just doesn't activate the brain. And that's the thing. They're finding that handwriting, when you are writing by hand, almost every section of your brain is activated. They also said more and more teachers are coming across students and young adults who don't even know how to sign their name because they never write. This to me is a horrible trend.
Well, my entire life, my handwriting has been terrible. It's not clean. It doesn't look good. Sometimes it's illegible, but I do notice that whenever I write now, I don't want to say I've lost the motor skill, but my handwriting now is even worse.
It
You would
is.
think that it should get better as you get older, but I never use it. I'm always typing. If I take notes, and I do have a notebook, I'm using one right here. It's sometimes I will write something down and I'll go, I have no idea
Yeah.
what I just wrote, even though it was 5 minutes
Because it
ago.
is a practice. It's a fine motor skill. I grab notebooks from high school. I write less now because I type, but I still take notes. My handwriting from high school, I don't even recognize it because it's so perfect. It's immaculate.
What's interesting about this is now this study was commissioned by whom again?
This one, hold on, let me grab it. It was, well, there were multiple because France did their own studies.
Okay.
Finland did their own studies. It was, I got it from Psychology Online and then also Intelligence.
Well, last
magazine.
year, Northwestern and the University of Oregon did a joint study on the very same thing, and they found that over the previous 30 years, or for a 30-year period, there was a rise in IQ, that Americans had done better. They were getting smarter as the years go on, but that had started to plateau and then decline a bit. And they're coming to the same conclusions, that it is using screens, using your smartphone, using smart speakers, because you don't necessarily have to search for anything. You say, hey, Google, or hey, what's the other one? Alexa, do this. And it will do that for you, that you're not actually having to go search things and seek them out.
And it is. And it starts at a young age because it's not only habits. Like my handwriting, I have that skill. It's gotten worse because I don't do it quite as much, even though like I bring in my handwritten notebook every day. I have that skill, but they're saying even the development of the brain. So again, I mentioned Finland, France, the US. There were researchers in Illinois who found that 2-year-olds who capped screen time at 60 minutes and engaged in traditional play for at least 15 minutes a day, which doesn't seem like very much to me, had better executive function than toddlers who spent more time on electronics. They said staring at electronics doesn't stimulate the brain and is believed to thin the brain's cortex, which manages critical thinking and reasoning. And I think it was last year, put a really funny/sad story on the document that said, is screen time making our babies dumb? Like, do we have stupid babies?
Right.
And it's a stupid headline, but it's actually true. I mean, your brain is not, the chemicals, the neurons are not developing in the same way.
So I know that when I say this, anybody that knows anything about me and knows that I don't have kids is going to say, how dare you? Because you don't have children, you don't have the right to tell me or tell us how we should or what we're doing is wrong. But I will guarantee you, and if somebody can prove me wrong on this, I'm willing to listen. But I think it's the fault of parents more than anything else, because raising a kid is difficult. And sometimes kids just, when their attention spans are all over the place, they're difficult to handle. The easiest thing to do is throw an iPad at them and say, here, play with this. And they can spend hours and hours and hours and shut up. And it gives you some peace and quiet. And I'm sure it is very easy for parents to default to that. And yes, I am saying this as a person without children. So what right do I have to say it? Probably none, but I want you to tell me that I'm wrong. I want you to tell me that parents that just want a few moments of peace and quiet are not giving their kids a screen or a smartphone and saying, here, just play with this.
And I know
this will occupy you for a while.
And I do get it. What I will say is there's multiple causes and factors to take into that. I've worked with kids. Radio is my new career. I worked with kids for 20 years before this. Was my full-time job. And I will say, in the same way that we used to joke that the candy store was a temptation,
right?
The screens are a temptation. So the parents have to battle.
But you have to go out of your way to go to the candy store. You don't have to go out of your way to throw your kid a phone or a tablet.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's a temptation that kids are going to ask and want. And it's added a new element to parents for them to have to say no, which they can. But I'm just saying our parents didn't have to say no because it didn't exist.
Right.
So this
Right.
is something where, and this is that book, The Anxious Generation, Jonathan Haidt. I got to figure that out.
HAIDT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that it would take a movement, like you want parents to say no more social media. But he said it would take a community movement because there is the reality that if your child, who's say a teenager, cuts off all social media, they are in many ways isolated from their friends. That's how parties are planned. That's studies.
Because that's how the rest of them are doing it.
And he said it is a big ask to ask a parent, to ask a child to isolate yourself from socialization. So he said it would take a community movement.
That's right.
For all of us to say, we got to do this for our kids. Because it is, I'm not saying it's a bad ask. I'm just saying it's a hard ask.
It absolutely is. It doesn't work unless everybody does it. That's what,
as far as the social media.
It doesn't, all parents would have to do it, or almost every parent. And they would have to leave like 10% who are not doing it, and the other 90, you know what I mean? Like it requires everybody getting on board with it.
Yeah. And the best you could do is, like you said, when they're very young, when they're not on social media, is don't revert to the screen time. And I only, I say that because we know it's difficult, but I myself have, I'm hurt by screen time. So definitely toddlers and developing brains are, but there's something bad in it when like Steve Jobs didn't give his kids screens.
But let me tell you this, what I said a moment ago, I don't know that if I had children, I wouldn't do the exact same thing. And if I wanted some peace, if I wanted some quiet, if I wanted my kid to just sit still, I can't tell you that I wouldn't say, here's an iPad, do something on it and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because I'm losing it.
And
I can't say that I wouldn't do that, but I can tell you that it's got to be a huge part of the problem. That study that I mentioned from Northwestern and Oregon, you know what else they found? Small stuff, and this goes for adults too, small stuff like using Google Maps and Waze and not having to navigate with directions is also a thing that is detrimental to your cognitive ability, because you just follow the line. You turn right when it tells you to turn right instead of saying, where's that street? Is that it? How many blocks away am I? It absolutely affects you.
And remember yesterday, was it yesterday or maybe it was Tuesday, you talked about this idea of waiting. We were talking about MTV, and you had to wait for your video to come on and wait through commercials. So even though we had to watch movies and television, yes, that was screen time. They've made the research and studies have shown TV is not the same as social media. The interactive quality of it, the toxicity of it, but also, again, even with television, you had to wait.
Right.
You didn't get to watch your shows. The reason why I saw MASH and All in the Family and Leave It to Beaver is because I couldn't choose what I wanted to watch. You kind of had to watch things that were on.
Yep.
You also had to wait through commercials. You had to wait for your show to come on each week. And kids do not have to wait for anything.
Right.
For anything. Everything is instant. And even as a little kid, you can have a screen and play your games. And they said not training the brain to wait, but to instantly give it satisfaction or gratification for what it wants in that moment. You actually lose not just neurons, but there are certain character traits and abilities that you have to function, to be resilient.
And beyond it, there have been studies that have shown, multiple studies that have shown, and I saw this person the other day use this phrase, and I guess I had never really thought about it, but she said, it is okay to be bored. Just be bored sometimes. And there are studies that will show you that being bored will help you with problem solving, because you have to think. If you're bored, you're thinking, you're using your brain. It's good for mental health to be bored. It's good for a lot of things to actually be bored, but we just can't. We can't allow ourselves to be bored, and we're not allowing children to be bored any longer.
We're not their cruise directors, and sometimes it can feel like, hey, we're here to entertain you all the time.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
2 ways to listen to KMOX in your car. 98.7 in the city, 1120 AM further out. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
If you're thinking about selling your home, I'm sure there are two things that you want: certainty and the most money, right? This is Debbie Monterey, and if you've been listening to me for some time, you know that the agent I trust is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert. Here's why she should be your first call when looking for an agent. Gloria does not make empty promises. She provides written guarantees. What does that mean for you? Certainty. Certainty isn't the only thing you want. You also want the most money. Gloria is able to get her home sellers more money than the average agent because she already has the buyers. This is why Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she will buy it. To get your guaranteed price, call St. Louis's real estate expert, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for Your Retirement Highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Upgrading your windows can be easy with Pella Windows and Doors of St. Louis, because we do the work for you. From free consultations and estimates to professional design help and meticulous installation, we're here for you every step of the way. Right now, get 20% off qualifying Pella projects. Offer ends October 30th, 2024. Pella's easy replacement process. You make the decisions, we make them happen. Get started at pellabranch.com/ST-Lewis.
It is possible to enjoy luxury, great customer service, and drive away in your new favorite vehicle at Genesis of St. Charles. Check out their brand new brick and mortar location, the first standalone for Genesis in the state of Missouri. And new cars and SUVs are arriving every day. Genesis of St. Charles makes you feel like a welcome guest the moment you walk through the door. And did I mention their service waiting room is like a spa with the best coffee around? But they'll also pick up your car for service and leave you a loaner. Luxury like never before awaits at genesisofstcharles.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
No fights, just insights. Talking politics with respect for all. This is KMOX.
Text messages, Amy, 314-436-7900. This texter says, iPhone for kids today to keep them quiet, not different than toys and books of yesteryears. The difference is that a toddler will end up knowing more than our generation of high school kids if it's done right. And appreciate the text message. And there's truth in that We have more access to information than we ever have, but is that what kids are looking at? Or are they looking at TikTok dances? Are they looking at a TikTok challenge? Something pranks?
And again, they're looking at pranks and stupid videos. I mean, because I'm around kids and I'll watch the TikTok videos that they think are funny. And it's like a guy looking like closely at the camera and says something goofy and falls off his chair. I mean, it is the lowest common denominator of what they claim to be humor.
Slapstick comedy can be fine. It's just if that's all they're seeing, though, and they're not actually getting access to real information.
These videos make the Three Stooges look like Harvard grads. I mean, again,
they were kind of brilliant. Those
right. But I mean, that's what I'm saying is the Three Stooges, no one would say that's highbrow comedy, but it feels like it. And also, again, what we're saying is not that there's not information out there, and there is information in books as well, but the actual development of the neurons and the synapses and the chemicals in your brain do not happen when you stare at a screen. And that's why even transcribing notes from a textbook to a notepad fires almost every area of the brain, and it creates a development. It's a muscle that you're building, just in the same way that lifting a weight over and over again builds a muscle versus watching someone lift a weight and you go, well, I know how to do it. Yeah, but you haven't done it yourself.
Right. Having information is decidedly good. Having access to as much information as possible is also good. I'm glad that we have the internet. I'm glad that Google exists, that I can find any bit of information in a matter of seconds. Whereas what you used to have to do, and there's a give and take here, because going to encyclopedias or going to a library and having to look up where this particular book on this particular subject is. All right, let me go find it. All right, now I have to go to this aisle. Here's the number. Okay, now I've pulled the book. Now I have to look through pages. Okay, this isn't quite what I'm looking for. Let me go back to the cards. I forgot what they call them. And let me see if I can find another book on this thing, right? It sucks to have to go through that process to find information, but there is a value in the hunt. In learning how to search. It's problem solving.
Yes.
So while we have access to information, which is decidedly good, the process by which we go about getting it isn't necessarily good. I don't know which one of those things is better to have. I don't know if it's better to have easy, instant access to information I'm looking for, or if it's better to have to go seek something out.
Go seek it.
Well, it depends. It depends on how valuable the information I need is. If I need for this job right here, it would absolutely be horrible if the only, like doing sports talk, for example, if you need a statistic on a player and you don't have like, oh, I can't look up fan graphs right now. I guess I'll go find the almanac. That's what he did last year. Let me go find the newspaper and see if it's in there.
Which is what we did. I mean, that's what I did.
But for doing the show itself, it's undoable.
At the same time, right, that's so specific because most kids, they're not going, wow, I have the world at my fingertips. They're watching what's ever being fed to them on TikTok and going, oh, this must be it. This is true. I heard this.
Right.
And then it's not that they don't know how to do research. It would never occur to them to do other research.
Well, we should also teach kids the right place to find information. Look, you can use the internet, you can use your phone, but look in the right places. Don't look at TikTok for it.
And
go look here. Here are some good resources.
And if you're going to write scholarly articles or go to college, you have to know how to navigate a library because those archived original sources aren't on social media.
Let's speak some baseball with our guy. Matt Pauley will join the show. When we come back, we'll talk some Cardinals on Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Everything local, in-depth perspective. That's Total Information PM.
Michael, our temperatures are going to be just cold enough.
We'll let you know what lies ahead.
Well, here's the worst of the highways right now, Michael.
Keep you up to the minute.
Breaking news.
Ask the tough questions, help you understand, and share a laugh.
Generally, if you're making a trade with the Rays, it's not good for you.
Get up to date on St. Louis and then get on with your life. Total Information PM each night at 5 on KMOX.
St. Louis is proud to be a baseball town and more recently a soccer town. On Friday, May 3rd, the Birds on the Bat host the Chicago White Sox. And that night, 25,000 fans 16 and older will take home a Cardinals soccer jersey presented by Purina. That's Friday, May 3rd, the Cardinals, the White Sox, and the exclusive soccer jersey giveaway. For tickets or more info, visit cardinals.com/promotion.
This is Giovanni Gallegos. Get your tickets at cardinals.com.
Calling all bobblehead collectors and animal lovers. This is one you won't want to miss. Join us at the ballpark on Saturday, May 4th, when the Cardinals host the Chicago White Sox and the 19th annual Purina Pooches in the ballpark. That day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will receive a bobblehead of Adam Wainwright with his lovable retirement gift, his new pup Louie, courtesy of Purina. For full details, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Adam Wainwright, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
There's a new addition to the Audiology Center. Charlie Brennan here, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler.
We are so excited to be welcoming Dr. Adam Voss to the Audiology Center. He went to SLU High School, and then he went on to University of Missouri in Columbia, where he earned his undergraduate degree, and then Washington University School of Medicine, where he earned his doctorate in audiology. He's been practicing as a clinical audiologist for the last 7 years, and we look forward to bringing him on to the Audiology Center. Outside of audiology, he enjoys spending time with his wife and 2 daughters, and he loves golfing, playing music, or cycling. Dr. Voss is an expert in hearing aid technology, custom hearing protection, and oral rehabilitation.
And so now it's Dr. Colleen Bosler, Dr. Gilbert Fahn, and Dr. Adam Voss at the Audiology Center. 636-441-7470 in Florissant, St. Peters, and Creve Coeur, and the Audiology Center, STL.com.
At 11:30, it's cloudy and 59 downtown at the Arch. The Supreme Court seems highly skeptical of former President Donald Trump's claim of absolute immunity from prosecution, but it's less clear that the justices are headed for a quick resolution. Chief Justice John Roberts was among at least 5 members of the court who appeared likely to reject the claim of absolute immunity that would stop the prosecution of Trump on charges he conspired to overturn his 2020 election loss. But the two justices suggested that lower courts might have to sort out the matter, possibly delaying the outcome until after the election. The newest testing by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety shows disappointing results for most smaller SUVs. Details from CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
Unfortunately, not very many of the vehicles did well.
Only the Subaru Forester scored top marks, earning a good rating, avoiding collisions at every speed, and alerting the driver to obstacles more than 2 seconds before a likely collision. 2 other small SUVs rated acceptable. 3 scored marginal, while 4 others rated poor.
That's why we release these ratings, to really encourage manufacturers to improve their performance across the board.
Testing aimed at making vehicles safer down the road.
Road work on 170 south at Airport Road. The right lane is closed, and 70 west at West Florissant, or at Florissant Road. The left lane there is closed. Cloudy this afternoon, high 66. Possibly a shower or thunderstorm, mostly cloudy tonight, low 52. And for tomorrow, a couple showers and a thunderstorm, high 72. Right now, 59 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Bo Matthews for Reinhold Electric. When you need electrical services or repairs, call on Reinhold Electric, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. And with spring storms in the Midwest, it can be very dangerous and you have to have your power. Get an inline generator. Reinhold Electric can get that for you and get it hooked up so you'll be ready, because when the power goes out, your power can stay on. Call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. Online at ReinholdElectric.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Tree Lawyers. GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Spring into your next project with a first-line home equity loan from First Community. Apply by April 30th and get an amazing introductory rate of 5.95% APR for the first 12 months. And there is no application fee and no closing fees. Only at First Community. $1 share deposit required. Must qualify for membership. Subject to credit approval. Offer does not include refinances on First Community loans. Call 888-642-7969 for terms and conditions.
I get asked a lot, what's the difference between the efficiency ratings and the numbers that customers hear while they're getting prices? Pretty much the difference is the numbers. As far as As far as actual savings, there is a very easy common sense way to explain the differences in the energy ratings and the types of energy rating on the furnaces, what you can get and what you can't get, and what's best suited for you, what you actually do need or what you absolutely do not need. You'll be surprised and very happy that you called me. So call me, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois. It is 314-293-2600. This is the only number that you need to call. 314-293-2600 or on the website Bart Inman. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
This is Christina Straight with Straight Realty reminding you why pay more than 4. In 2003, we had a dream to start a real estate company that would revolutionize the real estate market. Now, 20 years later, after navigating through the many markets' ups and downs, we know exactly how to help you in this challenging time. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Give us a call today, 314-441-4444, 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than 4?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldschmidt.
I'm Cardinals outfielder Lars Nootbaar.
I'm Woodson Contreras.
Now, Chris and Amy give you the birds.
I'm Adam Wainwright, and you're listening to the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
And there he goes on the 0-2 pitch, and it's hit sharply to left field for a hit. Wins rounding second, headed for third, and they're going to send him home. Wins on his way to the plate. He is safe on the head-first slide, and it's 3-1 St. Louis. Man, it's fun to watch Mason Wynn run.
This Cardinals report is brought to you by Renner Garage Door, RENNER, forward and back, family owned and top rated. Renner Door, STL.com. Cardinals, after a brutal night on Tuesday, they come back yesterday afternoon. Beautiful day at the ballpark. They get a win. They take 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks. Off day today, baseball tomorrow, this weekend, it will be in New York. We've got Matt Pauley with us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
Well, that was more like it, right?
Yeah. So the reaction to the 14-1 loss was what you would expect it to be. There's such a perfect storm because they had lost 4 in a row. They'd gotten swept by the Brewers in their first divisional series. Then they're not playing well in that Friday game, but all of a sudden they turn it around at the last moment, and you get the greatest moment of the season so far when Nolan Gorman hits the walk-off home run, and it feels like that's the galvanizing moment that maybe this is going to be when the team is going to take off. So what happens? The next day, they get out to a 1-0 lead, and then thud, and they end up losing 14-1, and it feels like everything that happened the day before was worthless. And then they come back the next day and they get a nice win to take a series from the defending National League champions. So that was a roller coaster of a 3 days of baseball for Cardinals fans.
Matt, here's what I can tell you. Nothing's going to be galvanized. It's going to be a roller coaster of a season, and Ronj and I are here for it.
Mm-hmm.
We're here
for you.
We're here for you. We're here to influence the on-field product as much as possible because personally, I know why we won yesterday. Basically, Matt, Monday, we had a day of catharsis because of how bad the Cardinals are. And then Tuesday, and then they won Monday night.
This sounds like that part in The Jerk. Like, yesterday felt like one day, but that Monday felt like a week.
Tuesday, we let our foot off the gas pedal. No, Tuesday, we let our foot off the gas pedal. They lost. Wednesday, we went to Ballpark Village, told the team, listen, it's time to pull it together, and they won. So basically, we radio hosts have a huge influence on the team, and also Matt, this is going to be a rough season.
This isn't about us. It's about you. And when I say you, I don't mean you, I mean the listener. We only care about the listener. We're here to help you all through it. Matt Pauley, I know that you doing a post-game show, I've been there, pal, and it can suck. It can really suck when people are upset. Do you feel okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. So Tuesday got to me a little bit because
Ooh.
so let's pull the curtain back a little bit. And look,
Oh.
I'm not digging ditches. I'm talking about baseball for a living. I'm in a really, really, really good spot. My worst night would be a lot of people's best nights at their job. So I'm well aware of that. But you guys know, how horrible is our texting system?
It's terrible.
Difficult to read.
Okay.
And you know what?
It's the worst.
This has been the system. A lot of stations use it. It's every station I've been to that uses text. It's this system, and it's been going on for 15 years, and it still sucks. It's a really bad service.
So generally speaking, if the texts are coming in at like a normal rate, I am a talented enough host to be able to talk through what I'm talking about and also be monitoring the text line as I'm talking, do the multitask of the two things. But when there's a million texts coming in and I'm trying to host the show and also go through text messages because I tell the listeners I am going to read your text messages, it gets a little bit more challenging, especially with our horrendous texting system where it's hard to read text messages. And then when every fourth text message is calling me an idiot or a moron or telling me that somebody else needs to be hosting this show or things that I cannot repeat on the radio, you get a little bit focused in on those texts that are coming in. So it was an ordeal, to say the least.
Why are they saying you're an idiot?
Yeah,
Matt, what did you do?
Did you pitch?
You must have done something.
I said that not much would change if Oliver Marmol wasn't the manager.
Oh, see, you're an idiot.
Yeah, moron. Let me tell you what they gotta do.
Let me tell you.
If Mo thinks that he can sit there
Hey.
in his office,
Listen, here's what I'm going to say. Matt Pauley and the people, I'm directing this at you, Matt,
Mhm.
and the texters calling you an idiot.
Mhm.
You're both right. You're both right. Because the people saying Matt is an idiot are upset because they want something to change. They want there to be, they want new blood.
Mhm.
They think the manager will do it. But Matt is also right to say that changing managers is not going to fix anything. The problem is the roster and injuries or
And-
it just whatever
and
else.
Matt-
It's just
yeah, don't take it personally because of the reasons Ron said. And also, I remember Kent Earhart saying that, they have their tornado warnings.
Mhm.
One time they broke into a tornado warning during Kathy Lee and Hoda's Makeover Thursday, right at the big reveal.
right.
And he came back
I'd
on
be pissed.
and said people were telling him to, quote, stick the Doppler radar where the sun don't shine.
I love those people. I love them.
When I was in Milwaukee, the Brewers were playing a playoff game against the Washington Nationals. It was the year the Nationals won the World Series. And it was that one game play-in. And we had tornadoes and all kinds of stuff. And we had to take the Brewers game off the air.
Awesome.
The text messages that we
That's
received
awesome.
that night were that's a night I will never forget. And I felt bad for the fans because you have to do that because it's literally a life and death type situation. But it was also a one and done playoff game that people could not hear.
It's awesome. I love when stuff like that happens and people lose their minds because storm mode goes into effect. They're like, well, there's no storm here. What do I care? Like, dude, that's what a radio station, first and foremost, like above all else, if there's an emergency, has to take over, especially if it's a news station.
There's
that's
no storm here.
That's how it works. That's just how it works. So I want to also tell you, Matt, that I do not feel even remotely sorry for you. And I hope it actually, in some reason, I want the Cardinals to win, but there's also part of me that would love to see what happens if it gets worse for you.
It's not very nice.
Okay, if Chicago White Sox is 10
dude.
and Chicago White Sox losing is 10 and Cardinals winning is 1 and where do you think what's the worst the Cardinals could get? So Cardinals winning is 1.
Are you talking about
Post-game
fans,
show,
fans
yeah.
being rabid?
Yep. Cardinals winning is 1, Chicago White Sox losing is 10. as as far as
Like
vitriol.
6 or 7. Like it's not. Ranj is right. It's not gonna. It's maybe 5. Like
Yeah.
it's not even gonna get close. But we had a classic moment on Tuesday night. A woman calls up. She says, "I'm an 80-year-old woman who listens and watches every single game."
Correct.
She goes on her spiel about the Cardinals, which was totally. I understood everything she was saying. It was a well put together thought. And then our 80-year-old woman finishes off with it by saying, "You know what? The Cardinals, they're just playing like poo."
Where do we have
Did she say poo?
She said poo.
Oh.
Our 80-year-old woman.
Did you
says
save
the
this
Cardinals are
call?
playing like poo.
We can get it.
Oh, we got.
I don't. It's. I mean, you can go find it.
We need to find it.
We need to find it.
That's fantastic.
That's-
Playing like poo.
That is that's a good moment. It's the same thing when there was a 80-year-old woman who was mad at us for some reason and said, "I like Amy." And Chris said, "Well, what about me? Do you like me?" And she goes, "Who are you?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that did happen.
And I'm so glad we've got your KMOX and Amy and all the other people. They are very, very good. But
What do you think of me? You don't like me?
who are you?
It's the best.
Oh, I love our listeners.
They're so good.
We did have an awesome. We had an awesome
Oh.
woman come up yesterday. We were live at Ballpark Village at Cardinals Nation, and she walked up to us and looked at us and said, "Should I know who you are?" We said, "No,
Actually,
probably not."
We
So
sure
stuff like
hope
this
not.
is so some of this stuff just writes itself because we literally got a text message a few moments ago where it says Mo is an idiot, Marmol is awful, but they misspell awful. Like stuff like you see that stuff and you just laugh.
How do they spell it?
AWEFUL.
It's pretty close.
Maybe he meant like awe, like full of awe.
Awful. Yeah,
Who are
full
you?
of awe.
So good.
Matt,
Here, well, what do you think of this one? Here's a text message, Matt. Goldschmidt got old fast.
more like old Schmidt.
Arenado is now a singles hitter. Is that are those accurate or inaccurate?
I'm fine with what Arenado's doing right now. He's driving in runs. He's hitting with runners in scoring position. Of all the issues that this team has, that Nolan Arenado is not one right now. Now, is he hitting for power? The texter is right when they say that he's not hitting for power. Let's wait and see on Goldschmidt. He's coming around a little bit here, and I don't know. I'm torn on him because he's not going to be. These numbers are not going to hold up. But I also don't know what his ceiling is anymore.
Do you know what I love? I love exasperated Matt Pauley.
That's like most of the time.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Hey, guys, baseball, a couple of baseball dudes here. This is interesting to me. Did you hear what happened with Chicago Cubs reliever Luke Little? So he was pitching and he has a little, it looks like it's maybe 2 inches long American flag on his mitt. He has a black baseball mitt. Maybe it's 1.5 inches, 2 inches American flag. And he had to switch out his mitt because the white on the stripes of the American flag, you're not allowed to have any white.
You're not supposed to have any white on your glove if you're a pitcher.
Yeah. I mean,
because it can confuse a hitter. It looks like they see white,
The
they
ball
think
gets lost in
baseball.
it,
Yeah,
basically.
baseball
yeah.
gets lost in it.
And I mean, it's a very strict rule because if you could see this American flag, it's overwhelmingly red and blue, right? But there are some white stars and white stripes, obviously. And yeah, I was just surprised that. And how did they think that wouldn't fall under the white rule because it's such a minuscule amount of white? Because if everybody
I don't
knows
know
this
whoever did it
rule,
never even thought about that.
It's just the glove is not supposed to be overly distracting
mm-hmm.
because you could use that and be deceptive and make it harder for the hitter. So
He did. I guess it's been his glove since Class A ball.
Oh.
So maybe he didn't realize.
Sometimes you'll see somebody with like a blue glove or a red glove, and some umpires will be like, "Nope, go change your glove."
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they can.
Yep.
So and there's no rule about that, meaning it's umpire discretion. If
I mean,
you
there's
have a
rule, but
distracting,
there's also discretion to it
Yes.
as well. Yeah, like some umpires are gonna. You can look at the rule in different ways. I guess
the white rule that's a hard rule. Like
Yeah.
no white on the glove. That is a rule.
There are places in the minor league because the batter's eye is a really, really important part.
Yes.
That's more important than the glove. The batter's eye has to be a dark color, and there are some places in the minor leagues where the team just did not care, and the batter's eye is horrible, and guys just can't hit there.
Cardinals,
I'm so sorry. What do you mean the batter's eye?
The backdrop. So if you know how there's nobody sitting directly in center field. It's all grass.
That's why
it's supposed to be just blank or dark so that you could pick up the ball. Matt Pauley. There is no baseball tonight. Tomorrow they're in New York. They will take on the Mets. The game
what tomorrow is
Friday.
It's an Apple TV game.
Oh, so you can only unless you have Apple TV. Just listen to
KMOX.
Yeah,
KMOX or the Odyssey app. AUDACY.
If I wanted to, I could open up the phones on Sports Open Line tonight and say, if you would like to complain about Apple TV games, call this number, and we could go 10 hours straight.
You should do that.
Here's what I'll do, man. We are going to promote that everybody text and call you tonight, and just let it off your chest.
We need to think of a name for it when it's time to just really get it off your chest, like the frustration.
Yeah.
Call it
the public stoning of Matt Pauley.
No, that is awful. That's a terrible name.
Hey,
that is a terrible name. You're
right. That's awful.
Not literally. I'm not going to literally
you can't.
stone
It's
Matt.
not
We
it's
stone
a very,
him with texts and
no,
calls.
It's a litigious society. It's a violent time. Words matter, Ronj. You know that.
What's on Sports Open Line tonight, 6 to 8?
We're just going to take calls about Apple TV in 2 hours.
All right, cool, dude. Thank you.
We'll promote the heck out of it.
Thank you, Matt. Matt Pauley.
Text like the wind. Furious.
Our sports fella at Matt Pauley on air on Twitter. We are at Chris Amy KMOX. She's at Amy Marks Cores. I'm at Chris Ranji. This is the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1907 $10 gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous 1907p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1907 gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1907 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 117 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-973-3077. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order. Call 1-800-973-3077 now to secure your 1907p $10 gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-973-3077.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test. Make reservations for the 2024 Women of Achievement Award Luncheon, presented by KMOX. The award luncheon takes place Tuesday, May 14th at the Ritz-Carlton, St. Louis, and celebrates 10 outstanding volunteers from across the St. Louis metropolitan region. Doors open at 11:15, and the luncheon runs till 1:30. Reservations are $60 per person. Sign up now and find out more details at KMOX.com/events.
Our $79 garage door tune-up extended through April. Is your garage door old and whining for attention? Overhead Door Company of St. Louis will make it all better. They'll perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79, extended through April. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Schedule now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
It's time to roll. After 5 straight sellout crowds to end last season, Mizzou football is ready to rock again in 2024. Don't miss epic matchups as Auburn, Oklahoma, and Arkansas return to Faurot Field. Lock in your tickets now and join the electric atmosphere with 62,000 of your closest Tiger friends. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit mutigers.com/tickets to secure yours today. Welcome to the jungle, M-I-Z.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Okay, guys, we got to put our trays up for takeoff.
Where's Dad?
Oh, he's in the back. We could only get 3 seats together.
Daddy has my pillow.
We'll get it later. Can you not put your feet up, please?
Why aren't we going?
We must be in line for takeoff.
Like security?
Well, that was a different line.
I have to go.
We just sat down.
But I have to go.
The seatbelt sign's on.
Why aren't we moving?
Hey, no kicking.
We're just 15th in line for takeoff.
Son of a...
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing. Learn more at GoRVing.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW, a family-owned dealership group that has been around for 50 years as a Toyota dealer and 25 years in O'Fallon, Illinois. So come see us. That's Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon or NewboldToyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
A roller coaster ride of banter and brilliance. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Tomorrow, you'll have an opportunity. We have 2 pairs of tickets tomorrow to give away to the Ballpark Village watch party of the UFC event that's coming here on May 11th. And we have 2 pairs. Tomorrow will be the day. You'll want to listen between 10 and 1, and we'll give those away. Ballpark Village watch parties are a lot of fun, whether it's World Cup. If you're into UFC, I've been there for one of those. It's a good atmosphere, good environment. So we have 2 pairs of tickets for that Ballpark Village watch party. Tomorrow is the day. You got to be listening for your opportunity to win.
I will say we were talking just Ballpark Village, the fact that we were down there yesterday and I went to the mall afterwards. You have often said if you were going to run for political office, your platform would be matte highways, a matte finish on the highways.
So the sun doesn't reflect off it
Could
and blind
you also add saving malls, like make malls great again?
I think malls are just fine.
No, but we need to save them.
Okay.
We can't let them go away.
Okay.
So I would, if you would add that to your platform, I might get behind your campaign.
I can do that. Let me put it all together. Let me put the platform together. That'll be a plank in my platform. Guess who's joining us next?
Nikki Glazer.
Comedian Nikki Glazer. You may have heard she's from St. Louis. She's joining the Chris and Amy show. Amy Markscores, Chris Ranji. Nikki's next on KMOX.
We have over $34 trillion in national debt. Where do you think the money to pay for that is going to come from? Taxes. Believe it or not, taxes are at historic lows right now, but how much longer will that last? A Roth IRA conversion might be a good option when planning for your retirement because you can pay lower taxes now and avoid potentially higher taxes later. The FIRA Capital Management Team, formerly Heisey Advisory Group, have seen taxes rise and fall. They know what options you have to potentially reduce the amount of taxes you pay in retirement. Call the team at FIRA Capital Management and schedule your tax analysis today. 314-328-4400. Uncle Sam needs money. Don't let him take it all from you. 314-328-4400. Investing involves risk. Always consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding a Roth conversion, as there may be additional tax considerations. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
And paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Wait a second. Think twice before signing that petition. That innocent petition is not a replacement for Roe versus Wade. We're talking late term and partial birth, long after the baby can feel pain. But that's not all. Signing that petition obliterates parental rights. Worse, it strips away malpractice protections for prenatal care, childbirth, miscarriage care, and all other reproductive health care. So if you or your loved one is hurt while accessing reproductive care, you forfeit your rights to sue. So think twice before signing that petition and support our work at Coalition Life. Coalition Life is on a mission. We're dedicated to helping women faced with untimely pregnancies, providing them with compassionate alternatives that empower them with choices that protect and uphold their rights. Visit coalitionlife.com to learn more, because every life deserves a chance. Paid for by Coalition Life.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 noon, it's a cloudy sky, 60 degrees downtown at the Arch. The news is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. Our top story this hour, the St. Louis Jail Oversight Board has completed its first meeting with a detainee, but members of the board came away disappointed.
The request was to meet with the 5 wing captains of the City Justice Center, but instead the Detention Facility Oversight Board only got to meet with one. Representative Daryl Gray said they were told that lack of lawyer availability for the other 4 captains is why only one was able to make it to this meeting. By contrast, the City Justice Center had a large staff presence sitting behind the members of the DFOB during their conversation, which Reverend Gray says was intimidating to the detainee.
I would be intimidated. And so you're talking about an inmate who's locked up and who continues to have to be an inmate. We leave the building. He has to be there.
Reverend Gray lists some of the jail staff who were attending the meeting sitting behind them.
The Commissioner of Corrections, the Deputy Commissioner, the 2 Deputy Commissioners, 2 program managers, and a host of other staff.
Reverend Gray still called this a positive meeting, saying that they learned the tablet system to submit complaints does not work due to lack of internet. And they also learned that many of the public defenders don't understand that they can submit complaints to the Oversight Board. Outside the City Justice Center, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The U.S. Supreme Court was hearing a case involving whether former President Trump can be prosecuted for efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
It's a question of absolute immunity, and Trump attorney D. John Sauer argues presidents must have it or they cannot perform their duties.
Prosecuting the president for his official acts is an innovation with no foothold in history or tradition, and incompatible with our constitutional structure.
Prosecutor Michael Dreeben says what is incompatible with the constitutional structure is the very notion of absolute immunity.
Such presidential immunity has no foundation in the Constitution.
The decision could derail the other pending criminal cases involving Trump. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Weekly numbers are out from the federal government on claims for unemployment benefits. More on that from Bankrate's senior economic analyst, Mark Hamrick.
Continuing claims reflecting the total number of individuals receiving assistance through regular state programs declined by 15,000 from the previous week's downwardly revised level to 1,781,000. That's the lowest number for continuing claims since January.
A 2-alarm fire destroyed most of an apartment complex behind Pogue Chevrolet in Wentzville this morning. Wentzville Assistant Fire Chief Mike Scott says they had some problems with water pressure because of the age of the pipes in that part of town.
We were able to obtain another water source. So at first it was a little bit low in water, but we were able to rectify that real quick.
4 pets perished in the fire. No people were hurt. The KMOX Business Desk, Southwest pulls out.
Soon it will be all departures, no arrivals at 4 airports for Southwest Airlines. Hit by weaker than forecast first quarter earnings and interrupted delivery of new Boeing 737 planes thanks to manufacturing issues, Southwest is scaling back its business, ending service at airports in Syracuse, Bellingham, Washington, Houston's George Bush International, and Cozumel. It's also offering some employees voluntary leave after earlier freezing hiring of pilots and flight attendants. Shares are down 9%. Different story from American Airlines, which says its new priority on domestic and short-distance international flights is paying off. And even though its loss for last quarter was wider than forecast, it expects to return to profitability later this year. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's down 452 points to 38,007.
This afternoon will turn mostly cloudy with a high of 66, then cloudy tonight, turning breezy late at night with a shower or thunderstorm, low 52, a couple of showers and a thunderstorm tomorrow. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got clouds across the region, 61 Florissant, 60 St. Peter's, and 60 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Yeah, I do want a baby, but I feel like most women want babies, and that's maybe why so many of us exist, because babies are so cute. Everyone wants one. They're like the puppies of humans, I've heard. I think a scientist said that once. And, it's like, and that's how you hear women say when they're going to have kids. They're like, oh, we're trying for a baby. Oh, we're going to have a baby. We just had a baby. And it's like, yeah, I know, but eventually it's just going to be some dude named Doug. You know that, right? It's just going to be a guy. It's always baby, but it's a baby this much of the time, it, and then it's all Doug. It's just no one's ever oh, we're having a man.
I know Doug. Doug sucks.
I feel like half your friends are Doug.
Doug sucks so bad. It's the Chris and Amy show on KMOX. We go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. That was Nikki Glazer. St. Louisan, comedian, highly successful, and she has a new special coming out. It premieres on May 11th called Someday You'll Die. It is on HBO and also is in the middle of her The Good Girl tour. Will be at the Fox Theater. That'll be on Saturday. Show is at 7 o'clock. Tickets at metrotix.com. Nikki Glazer is with us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Good afternoon, Nikki. How are you?
Hi guys, good morning. I'm on the West Coast, so I guess it's still technically morning here. I'm flying home to St. Louis now for my show on Saturday. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
When's the last time you've been in town? It was fairly recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I live in St. Louis,
okay,
so I spend
great.
most of my time there. But I have been in LA for the past month about just working on some projects. But when I'm not working, I like to be in St. Louis. So I do live there. So it's really nice. I can't believe I'm doing the Fox Theater. It's one of the most impressive venues I have ever performed in. And it is just, I'm going to be at my apartment and just have to drive down the road a mile. And then I'm at the theater I'm performing at. It's pretty crazy because usually on the road, it's just, I have to travel so far to get anywhere. But it's, it's the Fox Theater. It's a big deal. I'm very excited.
So, Nikki, as we mentioned, a very successful comedian. You've got your second HBO special, television. You're out and about in LA all the time. My question is, why do you live in St. Louis?
That's the question. That's the question I get.
I say this as a St. Louisan, just you got out. You got out, kid.
I know. Well, I've moved back there. It's a great question, and I do get asked it a lot. But you know what? The consensus now is when people in LA, like my friends, my comedian friends, find out I live anywhere but LA or New York, they're really jealous because it's, they're just like, oh, you can have a career and not have to be in one of these cities, because these cities are a lot. It's just, you come here and you're just, the reason I don't like to live in these cities anymore is because I feel so much pressure to work and to be on. Sorry, I'm at LAX airport and they're giving me a smoking warning.
Tell them
as
to be
if anyone's
quiet.
ever smoked inside an airport in the past 20 years. This is so annoying. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's not your fault.
Of course. But, well, let me just wait for this. Okay, gate 16 is where Oakland is now leaving.
Okay.
Okay, great.
That's good news. All right.
I want you guys to know that. I think
No
everyone
one's going
needs to know that.
No one's going to Oakland either.
So, so exactly. So I just really, when I'm in St. Louis, there's no pressure to do podcasts or to do stand up at night. Like, I can have a normal life, which I never really had until I moved back during COVID. And obviously the world shut down, and I really got into just enjoying my free time and having kind of like a more chill life. And no one in St. Louis cares that I've been on TV. I mean, everyone's nice about it, but no one's like treats me any differently or is that impressed, which I kind of like, it just, I can just feel normal in St. Louis. Not that I don't feel normal anywhere else, but, oh, this is a nightmare. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. There's nothing you can do about being in an airport except not.
I'm going to
come
mute
back.
it. You guys can talk and ask a question. I'm going to mute.
Okay. The question I was going to ask you is, it seems like people are living in New York or they live in LA if they're in the entertainment business because they want proximity to, opportunities, and that it's more difficult to get those opportunities if you don't live there. Do you find it for you, though, now that you're established, to get the opportunities not living in town?
Well, that's true. Like, when you're starting out, you just have to be ready for the call that you could get of like, hey, someone dropped out. Can you be here? I mean, that's how I did the Tonight Show the first time in 2009. I was 24 and they had a dropout that day and they called me. And so if I'd lived in St. Louis, I couldn't have done it.
Right.
So, I will say though that like if they want me in town now, or like if they want me in LA, and they can't afford a Southwest flight and a hotel for a night, it's not a project worth doing for me. So it's kind of, it keeps me from doing stuff I don't want to do because they have to be able to afford, a basic flight. Oh my God! All the announcements are coming in now. This is horrible.
Did we you can hear you.
It's okay.
I tried to get them to call at a different time. Like, I tried to get this moved. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Well, no, we can hear you. It might be annoying on your
Okay,
part,
good.
but we can hear you.
Yeah,
It's
we
okay.
can hear you fine.
Okay,
I just
good.
honestly, I feel like there'd be fewer announcements if you hadn't left your luggage unattended. To be honest,
that's probably it.
I usually am that girl that I leave my luggage unattended all the time.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
horrible practice.
that's
everyone.
Literally the
I always
exact
figure if
opposite.
people want to steal something, they have to they'll have to steal it right before their vacation, and then they take whatever they stole with them. Like, no one's gonna bring my luggage with them. Everyone at the airport is kind of like, I have what I have, and I don't want anything else.
You know what else? Yeah, they'd have to pay too. They'd have to pay to check another bag.
Exactly. And yeah, Spirit Airlines, they'd have to, pay to roll it down the gate, and then even, lift it up. You have to pay for it, the whole thing. So yes, I feel safe here, but I leave stuff all the time.
We mentioned
I'm traveling all the time. I live in the suitcases. It's crazy.
Oh, you know what? I really like traveling, but it's the packing. It's actually not the packing. It's the unpacking. I hate it. I really hate it. And so I never do.
I literally have a person I've hired to unpack me because I leave every Thursday through Sunday, and then I get home and I have to unpack, and then I have to pack again on Wednesday night. And so I have a person in St. Louis who their job is to unpack me, put my clothes away, do my laundry, pack me again. And then I pack myself
Nikki.
because I just throw stuff. But yes, I do have that. It's the one luxury I've afforded myself.
That's a thing?
Is it a service or is it just a
No,
guy?
It's my best friend. No, it's one of my best friends from high school who really, she always in high school loved cleaning my room because she has OCD and I'm a mess. And so she would always just say, can I please clean your room? It's really soothing to me. So now I pay her to do it. And it's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes. It's, there's just so many things in my life that I feel crazy having someone do my laundry because I'm a woman who can do it, but man, it's nice when you don't have to worry about it. It's like, it's something my boyfriend convinced me to do because I just feel so like, oh, come on. I can't have someone do my laundry. I'm not like a man whose wife does his laundry for him. Like, I'm a woman. I do laundry, but man, it's way better to be a man.
Hey, I need to let you know that we played the bit of yours right off the top talking about having a baby, and Doug from Staunton is not happy with you.
So sorry, Doug, but you were once a cute baby, but you're not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what though? Have you ever held a baby named Craig? You know what I mean?
I don't know any babies.
No,
named
like I
Craig.
think Craig. If your name is Craig, you just materialized as a 40-year-old male because I've never met a baby named Craig.
That is so funny, but there have to have been in the past. But like everyone's just like, ew. Like I think Craigs don't even get held. They just they're severely neglected because no one wants a baby named Craig. No offense to Craigs, any Craigs listening, but yeah, you definitely came out Benjamin Button style.
That's a great point. Do you I wonder if it's possible to name it one thing? Why do you say it?
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, we have to ask Nikki.
Okay.
Ranj is of the firm belief that you cannot meet a baby. Explain.
So
I get this. I totally support this. I am annoyed with babies on flights. And because they're annoying, right? That's nothing new. But I really don't think any baby needs to go anywhere. Okay. If you have a baby that you're like, it has to meet grandma before she dies, grandma's not going to know. Just get a baby when you get into town. She'll be fine accepting that as the baby. Babies don't need to travel. No one needs to see them. They aren't interesting. It's just, babies should not be traveling. I think it's a weird thing. And that's a weird take, but I think no one needs to meet a baby is essentially what it boils down to. No one needs to, there's no meeting. There's no handshake. What's your perspective?
There is no value for the baby. And really, there's no
Zero.
value for me either.
Zero.
The baby,
He said the baby doesn't know that they're meeting you.
So awkward.
Here's
and the baby's always rude. The baby doesn't say hi. And then the person's like, say hi. And then you have to wait for it to say hi. And then it doesn't. And the parent's embarrassed. And he usually says hi. Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah, but it's not a dog. Hey, do you remember meeting Amy when you were 6 months old? No, I don't. So you didn't meet.
No, you can't meet a baby. I'm with you.
Thank you. Oh my God, we are best friends now. You're like, we had this huge argument. There were 7 people against me.
Yeah,
and I was the only person saying you cannot meet I almost called it an it again.
No.
You cannot meet a thing that doesn't know it's meeting you.
Yeah, it's like babies are blackout drunk, but they're not drunk. They just won't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anything till like maybe 7. That's when you start meeting people.
Yeah.
And even now, I don't remember meeting people. Certainly as a baby, no, there's no meeting. And I don't really want to meet your baby. I don't care. I'm not going to have any lasting memories with it. I love that you had a baby. I'm happy for you. I cannot do the like an infant act like it's like looks special or looks different than any other infant. I'm running out of things to say. I just say like it's beautiful. He's gorgeous. Like I don't know what to say.
See, this is perfect type of mentality for Ranj because Ranj is inexplicably available, ladies, which is hard to believe when he talks about a baby and says the thing doesn't know it met you.
Well,
I like this kind of take. I don't. As someone who doesn't want kids, I'm all for it. I don't think there's anything really that special about babies. We literally every one of us was a baby at one point. Now we're just like, idiots with eczema. It's just like it's not that special to have a baby. No offense if you had a baby. It's literally the most normal thing to do. Every single person that existed was a baby. And I will give you credit for having a baby. It's very hard to have a baby. That's why I don't do it. Being a good mom is the hardest thing I can imagine. Being a bad mom is as easy as being a great father, but being a good mom is so hard. And that's why I'll never do it. But I just, no one needs your baby. Like we don't need more people. I'm not like, thank you so much for providing this baby for the world. It's not going to cure cancer. It's not going to help climate change. Your baby is not Greta Thunberg. Even she can't get anything done. we don't need more kids. It's not virtuous. If you wanted to do something virtuous, you should have adopted, but you didn't because you want your baby to look like you. We're all narcissists. That's why we have kids. We're bored with our lives. And we just go, what do I do next? And you're like, I want a little me. I want to see me little. And then you end up hating it because it fails in some way that reminds you of yourself, but you can't admit to yourself that you hate it. And so you just like deeply resent it. And then it resents you and it ends up in therapy someday to talk it over. And then it ends up like getting on pills just to calm the anxiety that it has over the fact that its mom didn't really like it and it sensed it. And that's what I think about parenthood. And that's why I'm not doing it.
Well, I think what's good is you guys have a huge anti-natalist following on KMOX.
Awesome.
And so that you guys have really appealed to that crowd.
Nikki is
that being said, I love mother. My sister is a mother of 3 kids. It literally is the hardest job. I would never do it because it's so hard. I would rather work in an oil rig in the middle of the ocean than be a mother. It is totally hard. It's thankless. And I see you, and I'm sorry that you have that life. And I know it's rewarding and that you love something more than I'll ever love anything. And you have that, but I don't really need that. I love dogs and Taylor Swift quite enough. It's enough for me. I don't need any more love in my life.
I have to tell you, I have just moved you into my MySpace top 8. You're in it.
Oh, thank God. I've been dying to get there since 2006.
Yeah, it's great. You're in there now. So all right, the show is Saturday, 7:00 at the Fox, the Good Girl Tour. How's the tour going, first of all?
It's so fun. I'm out every single weekend. My best friends open for me and tour manage for me. So I'm on the road with like my best friends, traveling 3 different cities every weekend. This weekend is St. Louis and Omaha, so it's kind of a lighter weekend. And obviously like a hometown show. My parents are going to be there, my friends and family, my Pilates instructors, my voice teacher, it's just a bunch of locals. So it feels just way different. People from high school. I mean, it's an amazing experience to perform in St. Louis for me. It's different than any other show. And especially the Fox Theater. It's like, it's the best venue I've ever performed in.
7:00 show at the Fox. Tickets, and this is on Saturday. Tickets at metrotix.com. And then the HBO special premieres May 11th. It's called
May 11th.
Someday You'll Die.
Yes. More, positivity, Nikki Glazer. But I will say that, it's pretty sold at this point. So if you want to go to the show, see if there are tickets available. But I'm sure there's individual tickets, and I really encourage people to go see shows alone. And my show is definitely one that you can go alone to, and you'll feel safe, and no one will make fun of you. And I'm not going to roast you for coming alone. Like, I encourage people to go alone because you shouldn't miss out on fun stuff because you don't have friends, or because your friends couldn't get babysitters, or because you couldn't find a date. Like, people should go to things alone. So I encourage you to go to my show alone, and you'll have a great time. And that's a great way to get good seats, is to go alone, because there's always individual ones in better areas than double.
You can meet people because you won't be sitting next to a baby.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not an all ages show.
Nikki Glazer, thank you for coming on with us. When you're in town and you have some time, come in studio and hang out with us for a bit. We'd love to have you.
I would love it. You guys were so fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Nikki.
All right. Bye, guys.
Nikki Glazer. She is at the Fox on Saturday. And again, her special May 11th on HBO, Someday You'll Die. Not me, though. I'm going to live forever. There's an Oasis song about that. Amy?
What is the song?
I think you have a Live Forever. Hey. Amy, do your thing.
Well, if you do want kids or have a family.
A great start. Go.
You can build a fence to keep them in the yard. You can. Here's the thing. If you're more family minded, like I am, and the fine folks, the family at STL Fence Works, I get you. I hear you. Nikki and Ranj, they can go hang out. I'm going to hang out in the backyard with my family and play wiffle ball with the kids, and it's a lot of fun. And STL Fence Works, they are there for you to make your backyard dreams a reality. Now, a new fence or deck, it's an investment in your home. It's an investment in your lifestyle. And you may be thinking about it, but maybe a little bit nervous about the quality, the craftsmanship, the warranty. How can you ensure that you are getting the very most out of your investment and you're getting the very highest craftsmanship How do you know that you'll get a warranty that surpasses anything else in the industry? The answer is easy. STLFenceworks.com. STLFenceworks.com. It is a family-owned and operated business, a locally owned and operated business. They get all of their materials and products wholly sourced and manufactured right here in the United States. You know that when you get a project with STL Fenceworks, whether it is a brand new maintenance-free deck or a beautiful fence to make it easier to play out in the yard or let the puppy out, that it is with the highest quality craftsmen will be showing up to your house. They won't leave a mess. They'll do an incredible job with a warranty that surpasses anything else in the industry. Visit them today. Say that Amy told you to check them out. STLFenceworks.com.
Local news and information direct to your smart speaker. Just say, play KMOX.
I'm Dave Glover, and I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Dr. Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Barry. You can too. Just go to youridoc.com.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value, and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
Calling all bobblehead collectors and animal lovers. This is one you won't want to miss. Join us at the ballpark on Saturday, May 4th, when the Cardinals host the Chicago White Sox and the 19th annual Purina Pooches in the ballpark. That day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will receive a bobblehead of Adam Wainwright with his lovable retirement gift, his new pup Louie, courtesy of Purina. For full details, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Adam Wainwright, St. Louis Cardinals for the Loop.
Fashionistas, be ready. The high-demand Cardinals Purse Giveaway returns to Busch Stadium on Sunday, May 5th. That day, the Cardinals host the White Sox, and 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home an exclusive Cardinals purse, courtesy of Edward Jones. This tan handbag features a gold metal chain and a mystery bonus strap. Following the game, kids 15 and younger can participate in the Haichu Kids Run the Bases. Full details at cardinals.com/promotions.
It is possible to enjoy luxury, great customer service, and drive away in your new favorite vehicle at Genesis of St. Charles. Check out their brand new brick and mortar location, the first standalone for Genesis in the state of Missouri. And new cars and SUVs are arriving every day. Genesis of St. Charles makes you feel like a welcome guest the moment you walk through the door. And did I mention their service waiting room is like a spa with the best coffee around? But they'll also pick up your car for service and leave you a loaner. Luxury like never before awaits at genesisofstcharles.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Stay connected with the heartbeat of St. Louis. KMOX News, bringing you the stories that matter most.
Coming up on the show in just a few moments, from the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, music director and conductor Stéphane Deneuve will be in studio with us. It's Amy Marks-Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
We're like your morning coffee. You have to have it to start your day. That's Total Information AM. But now we're giving you 2 more hours of news, traffic, weather, and in-depth coverage. It's like going from a grande to a venti. Get your fill 5 to 10 a.m. on KMOX.
Hey folks, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, patios, walkways, porch, or chimneys? If so, this might be a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. What's tuck pointing? It's the removal of old mortar and the replacement of new mortar on a wall or chimney. Sometimes that mortar can become loose, missing, or deeply eroded. We've used the Morelli team to tuck point the Brennan home several times, and in fact, this winter, we noticed the bricks that line the ground near our porch in the backyard had gotten out of line and looked pretty cattywampus. One call, Morelli Tuck Pointing, the job was done. Morelli's the company that's won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year, back to back to back since 2005. Check out their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. The Masonry Specialists, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
If you're thinking about selling your home, I'm sure there are 2 things that you want: certainty and the most money, right? This is Debbie Monterey, and if you've been listening to me for some time, you know that the agent I trust is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis's real estate expert. Here's why she should be your first call when looking for an agent. Gloria does not make empty promises. She provides written guarantees. What does that mean for you? Certainty. Certainty isn't the only thing you want. You also want the most money. Gloria is able to get her home sellers more money than the average agent because she already has the buyers. This is why Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she will buy it. To get your guaranteed price, call St. Louis's real estate expert, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Cardinal Cowboy here for Renner Garage Door, serving St. Louis and surrounding areas since 1966. We does all applications of garage door and LiftMaster openers. RENNER, forward and back. RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, the garage door company that does. Giddy up!
We've got clouds and 62 degrees downtown at the Arch. St. Louis fire crews are on the scene of a blaze in a vacant building in the 4100 block of St. Louis Avenue. There's heavy fire showing, and they believe that the building may collapse. Former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker recalls an irate Donald Trump calling him after the Wall Street Journal published an article shortly before the 2016 election. The Journal article broke the news of the Enquirer's payment to Karen McDougal for her rights to a story claiming an affair with Trump. Pecker says Trump was upset because he thought Pecker had the story under control. A man is sentenced to 25 years in prison for killing retired NFL star Will Smith during a confrontation following a car crash.
The Cardinals take the series from the Diamondbacks, winning yesterday 5-1. Kyle Gibson makes the start, goes 6 strong innings, allowing just 1 run on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, as he picks up the victory. Today is an off day for the Cardinals. Tomorrow they get back at it as they'll match up against the Mets. Miles Mikolas on the mound, 6:10 first pitch. Our coverage will begin at 5:15. The Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at AlohaPoolsUSA.com. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
Slow moving road work on 370 going east at Elm. The right lane's closed, and 141 going north at 30. The right 2 lanes are closed. This afternoon, cloudy with a high of 66. And then tonight, a shower, low 52. A couple of showers and a thunderstorm tomorrow with a high temperature of 72. We'll be in the 80s for Saturday. Right now, clouds and 62 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underlying Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
What do you expect from your luxury car? Now think about what you expect from your car dealership. Exactly. For too long, there has been a divide between the company that builds your car and the company that sells or services your car. But that ends now. We're the Audi Exchange, owners of the largest volume Audi dealership in the Midwest. And we're bringing every quality from that store to our new St. Louis location, Audi Exchange Kirkwood. Expect the exceptional. Visit us today on Manchester Road or at AudiKirkwood.com.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor, and Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
With us in studio right now from the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, the music director and conductor, Stefan Denev is with us here. It's good to have you in. How are you doing?
Thank you, Chris and Amy. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great.
How does it when you hear that? How do
I feel like, oh my God, I'm actually on stage. I had actually a little adrenaline, just rush because I was like, what I'm doing here. I actually have 3 rehearsals this afternoon and evening, one with the orchestra in a few minutes, and then with all the 4 soloists, and then with everybody. We'll have 200 people on stage tonight to rehearse this wonderful piece you just heard.
Oh, excellent. When a 3 rehearsal day, is that like the equivalent of a marathon for you? Like just, being ready, having the focus and the energy to do that?
Actually, let's be honest. No, I'm not heroic. It's just normal life. We make music, but yes, you have to be in charge. You have to give a lot of energy. So luckily, I'm quite energetic myself, and I had a very nice lunch.
Most people, some of us get tired after lunch.
I get tired doing this show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I tell you the truth. I hesitated to have a tiny glass of rosé, but I thought we arrived to still to the spring, summer here. I should have accompanied the sun with a glass of rosé. So I did have a glass of rosé.
That's great
for lunch. But,
okay.
I don't feel tired by that.
No, that's fine. I had a friend who played professional basketball in France, like in a league there in the 90s. And he said before each game, they had a glass of wine and smoked a cigarette. So I feel like he said that's just how they rolled.
What do you do before you go out there, before the show starts? Do you have any sort of...
No, I don't have any ritual because life is music and music is life. So I try to not really be too superstitious about it. Usually I'm actually just extremely impatient because I have to wait that everybody is in the room to start the concert. And I look at my watch like, can the time of the concert arrive? I just want to go there because it's wonderful. And we have an extraordinary orchestra here. The St. Louis Symphony Orchestra is so good. So indeed, I'm always excited to conduct them and I can't wait usually.
Performing at Stiefel, that's where the shows are right now while the renovation is going on. What's the difference between performing at the 2 venues, Powell versus Stiefel Theater?
Well, this hall, actually, Stiefel, is also a very large hall, a beautiful hall, an historical hall. Our orchestra was playing there until 1968 when they moved the orchestra to Powell Hall. So it feels quite similar, though I have to admit that our hall has Powell Hall has an incredible acoustic, and we can't wait to be back. But I would like to thank all the audiences that have been following us all year long in different venues. We also play in Two Hill, at Umsel, and also Lindenwood and different places. And really was touching to see that our audiences have been loyal, and we have full houses everywhere.
Can you tell when you walk into a music hall whether or not the acoustics are going to be good, or do you have to hear the orchestra first?
No, usually I clap my hand, voila, and if I hear no resonance, no kind of precious 2-second resonance or something, then I say like, this is gonna be dry. Or the opposite, sometimes it can be overly resonant, and it will be difficult as well in a different way. But we're lucky; we have good venues here in St. Louis.
When you are Well, let's go back, I guess, to the beginning when you were younger, assuming you were always in love with music. Did you always know you wanted to be standing in front of the orchestra conducting versus playing?
Yes. Well, I'm a pianist too, by the way, and I play a little bit of trumpet and a double bass, but I'm mainly a pianist. But I'm one of those that knew very early that it was what I wanted to do. So I was 13 when I started to study conducting, and I did my very first concert the day of my 14th birthday.
Wow. Oh my God.
And I won't tell you my age today, but that's many years ago.
At least 15.
That's what
Exactly. 16 maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, 14 is young for that, right? Like that seems really, really. I know Mozart was doing concertos at whatever 6 or something.
Oh, yes.
But to be doing that at 14 in modern times
Yeah.
seems very young.
Well, I feel especially privileged that I could start so early, so I gained experience early because it takes a life to become a decent conductor. It's quite fascinating, and I'm not there yet. I must say it's a journey, and luckily I started the journey very early.
What prompted you to start the journey early? What was the catalyst for looking into conducting or knowing that you wanted to do that?
Oh, it's just there was where I live in the north of France. There was a little class of conducting, and I was too young. But my mother asked the director if I could start, and she was so insisting that I think to get rid of her, he said like, "Okay, bring me your son." And he saw I was quite tall for my age, and so he accepted to take me in his class, and he saw that I could maybe do it, so he kept me, and so I'm very grateful. And here I am in St. Louis, here releasing a great CD.
How did you make your way to St. Louis?
I was a guest conductor here a long time ago, actually in 2003, and I came regularly because you have to know. I mean, so of course, I think many people know already, but this is really a gem. This orchestra, it's worldwide. We were on tour in Europe last year, and it was fantastic to see the reception everywhere. I mean, this is really a very, 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 very good orchestra that is world renowned, and also thanks to many recordings that we have done over the years.
You talked about you have a lifetime. It takes a lifetime to perfect the skill of conducting an orchestra. What are some of those skills that maybe people don't realize or don't think of when you're talking about honing your craft?
Well, maybe one of those. There are many actually, and every conductor is a cocktail of different qualities and default, I'm afraid. You better have an excess of one of them qualities to make it. But it's a very complex job because you have to be kind of a leader with a group, but at the core, you have to be a musician that inspires others. And I have to say, this is maybe the most difficult thing is to be able to lead and learn a score so well that you know exactly what you want to hear and be relaxed enough actually to listen carefully. Over the years, I understood that one of the most important things is to receive from the orchestra, to just actually, in a way, believing in the miracle of the others. You know, people have so much to give. I mean, these musicians are so great, and you have to receive what they want to give and and offer, put on the table, and then steer that in a way that it becomes homogeneous and that we all go in the same direction. It's really fascinating. It's a bit like a staging a play live, instead of doing it only during the rehearsal. You're like a stage director indicating to the great actors the emotion, how to say the lines and how to build the drama of an interpretation of a masterwork.
Do you get what's I'd imagine all performers have anxiety of some kind before the performance starts. Is it that way for you? Do you have?
It will sound stupid actually, because or pretentious, but I have to admit that I'm very lucky. I don't have any nervousness.
Wow.
At all. No, and I know many of my
That's
colleagues
interesting.
that are sometimes extremely nervous, and I mean, I remember even a singer, a very famous singer, like so good and so famous, who was actually vomiting before each performance. Everybody's different, and I have certainly other flaws, but not that one. Actually, I don't have stage fright. I'm impatient to go on stage, and I'm feeling so good. I always, here in St. Louis, turn to the audience to say hello to everybody, to look at them, and yes, the stage is really my home.
Now, I think of like Handel's Water Music. And then I think of like the Russian composers and like the angst and anticipation in some of those beautiful symphonies. Do you have a favorite composer or type of music to conduct?
Look, it's a radio, I know, but if you look at me, you would see that I have a lot of appetite for food, for life, and I basically love everything. It's very hard for me to choose. Of course, you may have noticed my little French accent. So I do love
Very subtle, though.
It's extremely subtle, as subtle as my lisp, I think. So yes, I feel very at home when I conduct Debussy, for instance. I love Debussy or Ravel. I mean, I was in Amsterdam last week doing a full Daphnis and Chloe, the greatest masterwork of Ravel, and I thought like, oh my God, this is really music that is in my blood. But I do love everything. And actually music also is a way to abolish barrier and borders. It's very interesting that it's a universal language, and we just bring cultures together, and I love that. And next season, by the way, we'll speak about epic journeys, and we'll speak about a lot of music that is inspired by traveling. And I think music can help you to travel the world and to make every culture together.
Verdi's Requiem, that is Saturday and Sunday, correct?
Both dates, indeed, yes.
And that will be at Stifel Theater. You can get tickets by going to Stefan's website, stefandeneve.com. You can also Google it if you want to, and you can get tickets and go see it on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, we have our website is slso.org.
Oh, that one too.
I think it's better to go directly to our website.
slso.org.
That's where I'm at. I'm at slso.org. And yeah, great website, easy to find the concert. Click on it, get the tickets. And this Requiem, Verdi's Requiem, is an emotional adventure, isn't it?
Yes.
Just the way it builds and brings you in. And it amazes me how music can bring you to tears or make you smile as clearly as if you were speaking words. More so,
I would say. It's the shortest way from one heart to another. And this Requiem, I almost said opera, because indeed it is in a way an opera. Verdi was one of the greatest opera composer, and he really questions like what it is death and what is the meaning of life. And I think everybody can be inspired by all the questions that he expresses in this Requiem, and yes, it's very generous, and I think you go from one emotion to another. It's a wonderful spiritual journey, and it's just so beautiful. By the way, we have a stellar cast, a fabulous chorus, our St. Louis Symphony Chorus, and I don't need to tell you, because I'm in love with them, how great our orchestra is. So it should be special.
Saturday and Sunday at Stifel Theater, slso.org for tickets. Stefan Deneve, thank you so much for coming in. Awesome to meet you. Thank you for being in studio.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Amy. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Anytime you want to come in the studio.
The studio is yours.
We're happy to have you.
He's like, meh.
Take care what you wish. Take care what you wish for.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1907 $10 gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous 1907p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1907 gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1907 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 117 years of history you can hold in your hand.
To learn more, call 1-800-973-3077.
Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order.
Call 1-800-973-3077 now
to secure your 1907p $10 gold Liberty coins before they sell out.
That's 1-800-973-3077.
You collect baseball memorabilia.
16 bobbleheads and counting.
Have a closet full of jerseys.
Number 7, that's my favorite.
And let's not forget
My rally towels.
now KMOX and Rawlings are celebrating you, the loyal fan. You could win tickets to an upcoming game and $100 from Rawlings. Get entered now at KMOX.com/contest. Just upload a photo of you decked out in your game day attire.
I'm the best fan.
I'm the best fan.
The best fans in baseball. Presented by KMOX and Rawlings. The mark of a pro. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Bo Matthews for Reinhold Electric. When you need electrical services or repairs, call on Reinhold Electric, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. And with spring storms in the Midwest, it can be very dangerous and you have to have your power. Get an inline generator. Reinhold Electric can get that for you and get it hooked up so you'll be ready, because when the power goes out, your power can stay on. Call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. Online at ReinholdElectric.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-514-1026. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-514-1026 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-514-1026 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-514-1026.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 10 minutes a day.
10 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make languages fun and engaging. You might even forget you're learning. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. Babbel teaches language skills you'll actually use, about travel, business, relationships, and more. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are voiced by real native speakers, you'll get pronunciation just right.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long. And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Get Babbel. It starts here. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Vira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
This is Christina Straight with Straight Realty reminding you why pay more than $4. In 2003, we had a dream to start a real estate company that would revolutionize the real estate market. Now, 20 years later, after navigating through the many markets' ups and downs, we know exactly how to help you in this challenging time. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Give us a call today, 314-441-4444, 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than $4?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Ordinary radio is overrated. Extraordinary radio now. Chris and Amy on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Dave Glover Show coming up in a few moments, and Amy and I are going to stick around and hang out with those kids. We've got, let's see, Cardinals baseball tomorrow on the Odyssey app. Off night tonight from 6 to 8 is the Matt Pauley Sports Open line. So you've got that. And then the Cardinals tomorrow take on the Mets. Here's a text message, Amy, from, and you can text us, 314-436-7900. Here's a message about the baby conversation with Nikki Glazer. And it says, yes, you can't meet a baby. You don't say, come meet my new car. Like a baby, it moves, it makes noises, its exhaust is offensive, and it's one expense after another. See?
Wow. I didn't realize we had so many baby haters around here.
That's right.
I love babies. Babies are like some of the best best times to be a human. You get held all the time and you're cute like puppies.
And another texter says, what happens without babies? Well, no more Dougs and no more Craigs. That's what happens.
You know what happens if you don't have any babies at all? Because we were reading about the different societal trends and the formation of cults. And there was this cult/commune that did not believe in sex. It was just total abstinence. And they lasted one generation.
Oh, don't believe
They
it.
did.
Serious.
It was in the late 19th century, and they believed abstinence was the way of the future.
Well, you know what they say?
One thing they forgot.
Abstinence makes the heart grow fonder.
Till it dies.
Hey, guess what's tonight, baby?
Wait.
NFL draft tonight, baby. Let's go.
Who are you guys going to draft?
Who are we going to draft? What's that Mizzou receiver's name? Darius Robinson? Is that what it is?
Rucker. Darius Rucker?
Not Darius Rucker.
Darius Robinson is an edge rusher.
Oh, wait. Who is it then?
Receiver?
Yeah. Is there a receiver?
Luther Burden's still there.
Oh, okay.
You got to
never
wait
mind.
a year for
I thought
him.
you guys were supposed to get like a quarterback or something.
Yeah, Amy. They're picking Caleb Williams tonight. And tonight is the night of the beginning of the turnaround of this garbage franchise.
You know what I think tonight is? Tonight is the night that is the beginning of the end of Caleb Williams' career. He's on his way to being ruined.
Oh my God.
Eberflus is going to crush him, take away his love for the game, crush his heart, break it over his knee, whoosh, and throw it down.
How dare
Caleb
you.
Williams is going to be a real estate agent in 10 years.
How dare you? No, he'll be doing commercials for State Farm because he'll be on the way to the Hall of Fame.
I
And
don't
that's-
think so.
That's how you get to be in State Farm commercials.
Have you ever heard of being Eberflused?
Yeah, I watched it all last year.
Means it really minimizes your potential and sucks the life out of you.
Who are the draft prospects? Darius Robinson, edge rusher. He's
Caleb Williams
from Mizzou. So we got Tyler over here, Mizzou guy, big Mizzou guy. There are a couple of Missouri prospects that could find themselves one in
One
particular
tonight.
in the first round tonight.
Yeah, that's Robinson. Ennis Rakestraw, cornerback, safety. He could go this weekend. Most of the buzz has been Darius Robinson, though, for Mizzou. Cody Schrader got a lot of buzz at some of these senior games. But
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to take a flyer on a draft spot
Yeah.
for him.
And
But we'll see.
I don't think there's a single Illinois first round possibility, right?
I don't know, but
I don't think there are any
wouldn't surprise
ILL
me.
people. Well, that's too bad
I
for
just
them.
feel
Wait till
sad.
the NBA draft for them.
I feel sad for the Bears. Someone said it was worse being a Bears fan than a Lions fan. I know Detroit was good and all that last year, but because with Chicago, every year you have hope, and every year your hopes are dashed, whereas in Detroit you have no hope. There's no
Because
hope to
you
dash.
just know. Well, they've had it dashed in the last couple of years.
Yeah. But up until a few years ago, people said the worst. I know that's why you are the way that you are, because of the Chicago Bears. I used to think it was because you were from Granite City, but I think
What's wrong with Granite? Will you stop crapping on Granite
no,
City?
if you are the representative of Granite City, you need to.
You know what? You know what's going to happen? We're going to take
No.
you to one of those.
You know what you need to do?
What?
If your spirits are down, you need to.
Oh, keep your peckers up. That is a British slang term for keeping up your courage. Oh, and I was wrong. There is a defensive tackle out of Illinois. Is it Jerjon Newton? I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but he is a potential first-round pick. So got a Mizzou guy, an Illinois guy. Best of luck to all of them on draft night. But the Bears, 2 top 10 picks, including the number 1. Let's
hear it.
Blanken go. Thanks to our guests today, Stefan Denev, Nikki Glazer, Matt Pauley, and Ian Scher. Tomorrow, the Chris and Amy show is back without me. It's Amy and Mike Elam tomorrow morning with you. Have a terrific rest of your day. Dave Glover Show is next, and anything you missed on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Have a great one, folks. This is the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Hi, everyone. This is Ben, board-certified master arborist with Timberline Professional Tree Care. Here to talk with you about removing dead, dangerous, and unwanted trees